Welcome here today, ladies and gentlemen, the season finale, Southern 500, where the championship 4 will be competing and racing for the championship here today. Our chase for 8 with Jimmy Johnson will also come to an end. Hopefully we can get him that record-breaking 8th championship. We're going to have a little bit of test session here, practice, waiting for you guys to come in. Then we'll jump into qualifying and the race here today. Should be a lot of fun. Thanks for everybody tuning in here on a Wednesday afternoon. So without further ado, we're about to get this thing underway. First time I've done test session in a while on this game, to say the least also. Garrett Master 2000, Sam Stone, Jackson Thomas, Joshua White. Welcome to the stream, everybody. 500 miles of racing, 367 laps at the Darlington Raceway. One of the crown jewel events of the year, the Southern 500. Everybody will be trying to go out with a bang for the win. And this is the first time I've raced a cup car at this racetrack outside of the one online play we had, and I think that was only like 14 laps or something like that. So we haven't had much track time. That's why I'm doing the test session, doing qualifying here today before the race, especially with it being a big race. A championship is on the line here today, and we'll see if we can go 3 for 3 with these custom schedule seasons and winning the title. Our first lap, 29.309. Next stream is going to be sometime tomorrow night after I get off of work. I'm not sure on the time for that. But Speed Weeks will begin for Season 2 of NASCAR Heat 5. Our final season for each series. We'll do the stages. So Truck Series tomorrow, Xfinity Friday, and the Daytona 500 on Saturday for Season 2. So the big week on the channel continues. We go from championship week to speed weeks in the same week, so that should be a lot of fun. Using the controller here today as well. And for anybody that is either just joining in or that is watching this or will be watching this after the stream's already done, if you catch the beginning of this video, please subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Something I've noticed, one of the analytics that I saw, of the people that have watched any video or stream on the channel in the last 28 days are not subscribed to the channel. So over half right there. So we could very easily build this channel up. If we can get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, that would be awesome. We were on pace to do that. We're still on pace right now, but the pace has slowed down a little bit in the month of September. I noticed when I went to Darlington for the Southern 500 and I took about a week off of streaming, I think that kind of hurt a little bit. And I'll be leaving not this weekend, but the following weekend for Talladega next week also. So I'll be out of town for about 4 days. Final lap of test session, we'll hop into practice. GP Racing. MONRT25 Gamer, welcome to the stream. So that is going to do it here for the test session. 29.309, that opening lap was the fastest lap here for Jimmy Johnson. And we will leave the track and get ready to go back with the sponsors on it this time. Yeah, my work schedule changed there, Jackson. So my new work schedule, it started changing back to normal. They're bringing everybody back in, so we're not doing the split shifts anymore. Well, it's split later in the week, but the beginning of the week not so much. So I'll be working Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So my days off are Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's why the stream's a little earlier today. That's why we're doing a cup race in the middle of the week as well. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream. Time to go 3 for 3. Let's send JJ out with a bang. Indeed. So make sure to watch tomorrow night for the truck race and Xfinity race on Friday. I will be Leaving it up to you guys in the chat before we start that season on which driver we will use in those two respected series. We will be using Blaney for the Cup Series Season 2. He's my favorite driver, and we did not use him here in Season 1. So, alright, so let's run practice now with cars on the track, unlike the test session where we were all by ourselves. Kind of like a practice, I should say practice qualifying session there with the test session. This will be more for race trim. Setup feels fine. It's a little loose, but loose is fast if you can hang on to it, and we did a pretty good job hanging on to it there. 550 horsepower racetrack as well here. And outside of the super speedway at Talladega, it's been about 5 races since we have run an intermediate racetrack with this 550 horsepower package, so it's been a little while. Now we saw in our Xfinity Series race that when we were racing as Kyle Busch here at Darlington, we were really fast in 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Is where we lacked some speed, so we'll see what will be the case here tonight in the Cup Series race. Only going to run about 4 laps here. Going to practice a pit stop. One of the tougher pit roads to get onto. It looks like they're side by side up ahead. I believe that's Truex and Logano running side by side. CW2288, welcome to the stream. Wow, man, that car really stepped out going into turn 3. It's amazing how much that car stepped out. Oh, Jimmy goes around almost. Great save in turns 1 and 2. Yeah, this thing's a little too loose. It didn't feel that bad in the test session, but here in practice, very tough. Gonna bring it down to pit road this time. Saved by Johnson in the practice session here. 45 miles an hour will be the pit road speed limit tonight. We could go about 72 laps on a full tank of fuel. I'll probably keep this same setup for qualifying, and then before the race starts, I'm going to remember to tighten it up a little bit. 4-tire stop here for Johnson. In practice, 15.4 second stop for the team.
Okay, get back in there. Let's go.
Davion West, welcome to the stream. Indeed, going for that 8th title here tonight. Johnson has not had good luck in the playoffs on this season, although he has won 2 playoff races of the 9 so far. He has DNF'd in 4 of them and has had 7 DNFs total on the year. So we'll get ready now for qualifying. Fastest lap at practice, 29.442. So a little bit slower in practice than what we were in the test session. Diego Nunez, welcome to the stream. I did not get the patch because as soon as I turned it on, I saw that it had just gotten ready to update. So no, I did not. It will be up and running though for tomorrow.
Time to go.
28.936 is the goal time here. This looser setup, at least for qualifying for Johnson. Trying to sit on the pole. He's definitely going to have to pick the pace up from where he was in that test session and in practice. Track position means so much on this racetrack. So tough to pass here. Johnson goes up the racetrack to 3 and 4, trying to find any sort of speed he can off the top side there. And here we go. 1 lap of qualifying for Jimmie Johnson. Barely lets out of the gas through turns 1 and 2. Off the exit of turn 2, almost in the wall. Boy, he stayed on the gas though. Cutting down now into turn 3. He's got a pretty good lap going right now. This could be really good. At the start-finish line, it'll be a 29.613. 13th in qualifying for Johnson. Not too bad. Middle of the pack, though. 28.936 was the pole time. And Joey Logano will be starting on the pole. Sage Castillo, welcome to the stream. So again, the Championship 4 coming into tonight. Jimmie Johnson, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Busch. Logano will be starting from the pole. Kyle Busch will be starting 3rd. Johnson in 13th, and Denny Hamlin will be starting 16th of the Championship 4 here tonight. So a couple guys at the front and a couple guys mid-pack of the drivers racing for a title, as we have just tightened it up. So here we go. Penske on the front row with Logano and Keselowski. Denny Hamlin doesn't look like he's going to be too fast tonight. John Hunter Nemechek will be starting at the rear. And that's a tough break, though, for Denny Hamlin. With them racing for a championship tonight, they're going to have to get to work on that car, or he might be a non-factor all night. It could very well be a 3-horse race at that point for the championship. The green flag is in the air at Darlington for the Southern 500. Who will win the championship at 500 miles? We'll find out here within the next couple of hours. We saw an epic race in the Xfinity Series here. Will we see the same in the Cup? Logano leads the way through turns 1 and 2 there. A little bit of a bottoming out section there off of turn 2 for Johnson. He's got a big run on William Byron. 3 wide to the bottom of the track. All 3 are Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolets. Harvick trying to work to the outside of Johnson now. He's going to clear him there. Jimmy's going to lose a spot on the initial start. Denny Hamlin right to his back bumper as Logano leads the opening lap of the race with Kyle Busch up to 2nd place. Just behind him, Matt Kenseth in 3rd. Keselowski lost a couple spots there from 2nd back to 4th. All about patience in the very beginning of this race for those Championship 4. It's good for Logano and Busch that they're fighting for the clean air. But for Johnson and Hamlin, who start mid-pack, you just got to survive until about the last 100 laps of the race. And then it's go time from that point on. You want to give yourself a shot by that point. Busch lost a little the inside. Kenseth almost got in the wall, and it's Alex Bowman now going for 3rd. Called 88, welcome to the stream. Johnson trying to get around his teammate William Byron here. Through 3 and 4. Hamlin, Eric Jones, 2 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas out of Johnson's rearview mirror. So hard to pass here now to the inside through 1 and 2. Can Johnson beat the 24 back to the gas? He does, and he clears him. So that is a pass for 13th on the racetrack. Eric Almirola will be next up, followed by, it looks like, Ryan Blaney up there. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch, I believe, has just taken the lead away off of turn 4 from Logano. Busch going for his 2nd consecutive title, 3rd of his career here tonight. 2nd opportunity at a championship for Joey Logano, and Denny Hamlin, of course, looking for his 1st title of his career. Five laps complete in the early going of the race here tonight. My thoughts on Blaney getting eliminated. Come on, Cole. You know I'm a Blaney fan. No, but yeah, quick take on that. Definitely disappointing. He had a better season than what he had raced within the last 3 races. And he didn't do bad at Bristol. He just got caught a lap down with that whole caution scenario coming out. So that really ended his chances of getting the win to move on, because he needed a win to move on at that point. He didn't score any stage points within the Bristol night race. But Richmond and Darlington are 2 of his worst tracks. Richmond is his worst track statistically, so I didn't expect him to have very good performances, and it was just going to be a matter of, was he going to get help from anybody else? And I stated in my my playoff prediction video, he was either going to get eliminated in the round of 16 or he was going to make it to the championship 4, because if he made it out of the first round, the rest of the racetracks going forward in the next 2 rounds of the playoffs, with being the round of 12 and the round of 8, really suit him, and they're some of his better racetracks. But the first round, he hasn't finished in the top 10 in his career at Darlington or Richmond. I knew that was going to hurt him, and he didn't get any help outside of Byron crashing out and Matt DiBenedetto not having a good round. But he needed those 2 other drivers to have bad rounds, and he never got it out of them. He can still go for 5th. He can still go for 5th in points. It's going to suck because I'm supposed to go to 2 more races this year, and the fact he's not racing for a championship anymore. As a fan, it definitely hurts, but better luck next year. And hopefully he could just finish out the season strong, and I could have better hopes for next season. I had high hopes for him to make it to the round of 8 at least this year, and at least midway through the season. Especially when he was looking like a championship contender there for the first half of the regular season, man. It was competing for wins almost on a weekly basis. It was pretty cool, even though he only got 1 win, but we'll see. Matt Kenseth's faded back to 9th after being in 3rd place on the opening lap of the race there. Johnson's car is still a little loose. He tightened it up about as much as he can, or could, I should say, after qualifying in practice there. And Kenseth kind of hogging the bottom of the racetrack. Johnson really drove it in there deep. He's going to get right past him nice and cleanly. Johnson hasn't made any contact with any driver or the wall so far, having a clean night in the early going of the race, and that's what he needs. He's going to want to compete for the title here tonight. He tries to get around Ryan Newman in the 6th car. He'll clear him off of turn 4. That was impressive because Johnson's not as good in turns 3 and 4. Rod G, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Blaney is a solid road course racer. Now, it's going to be tough to beat Chase Elliott, though. Elliott's by far the best guy, at least in the Cup Series. And Blaney's good on the road courses, but Elliott and Truex are so tough to beat that although Blaney can compete for top 5s at the road courses consistently, it's going to be tough to win another one. Evan Board 23, welcome to the stream. Johnson starting to slice and dice his way through the field. He just passed Logano for 6th, 2nd of the 4 championship 4 drivers now in the running. Kyle Busch leading the race by quite a bit over 2nd place. It's like Kevin Harvick's gotten his way to 2nd. He started behind Johnson in the race, and he's having a good run for himself so far. Johnson looking to the outside, gets out of the gas early. He's going to let Truex drive it in deep into the corner on the bottom. What a great move there by Jimmy. He set him up by letting him take the entrance to the corner. He knew it was going to be an awkward entry for Martin Truex Jr. He slid right underneath him. Big move on Kurt Busch. Heavy lap traffic right around the race leader now. Johnson has a big run through 1 and 2. Bowman caught behind the lap car there of Chad Fincham. Johnson up to 3rd and is moving through the field quickly now to the back bumper of Harvick through turns 3 and 4. Ethan Trendler, welcome to the stream. R6, welcome. Big move there. Harvick got caught behind Joey Gase. Johnson up to 2nd, trying to catch Kyle Busch. Johnson's getting through the lap traffic really well compared to everybody else here. Busch got through it not too bad either. Busch with just over a half-second lead on Johnson, but Jimmy's car looking good the longer into the run. Just over 15 laps complete at the line this time, but he is running down the race leader. Busch trying to protect Johnson to the inside for the lead. Off of turn 2, side by side, Busch and Johnson. Hurley going to the race, Ty Dillon lap car in the way. Sorry, that's Austin Dillon. They're 3 wide off into turn 3. Look at how low Johnson had to go just to make it into the corner. Kyle Busch holds on. Got the run off the exit. Busch making it tough on Johnson. Johnson, though, going to beat him back to the gas and clears him off of turn 2. Gets to the inside of the lap car, Timmy Hill. And Kyle Busch has lost the lead now. And it's Jimmy Johnson, who's about to lead his first lap of the race at lap 18. 19 at the line. Now Jimmy just trying to put as many guys a lap down as he can. No limitations to tires like we have seen in the Xfinity and Truck Series all season. We do not do that in the Cup. But tire wear always a factor here at Darlington nonetheless. Track position, tire wear for sure. $11 people watching currently right now. Thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight for the finale of the Chase for 8 series on the channel. On this custom schedule Cup Series for NASCAR Heat 5. But don't worry, this isn't the final season for NASCAR Heat 5. I plan on doing 2 seasons from the get-go, as I've stated time and time again, so we will be doing a second season in each series. Oh, Johnson got tight in the center of the corner, almost ended up in the wall. So we'll be doing stage racing in the second season for each respected series, top 3 series in NASCAR, that is Truck, Xfinity, and Cup. But Johnson's mowing through this field. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of Kyle Busch now. I mean, you can't expect every race at every track to be good either. It doesn't matter what car, what package. You're going to have dull races from time to time. Obviously, your better racetracks produce less of the duller races, but I mean, it happens. And once Johnson gets by Stenhouse, you can see there's a lot of open space ahead. Joey Logano, though, back up to 4th. Now he just got passed by Truex, but Logano's still hanging out in the top 5 right now. Kyle Busch still in 2nd. He's about 3 seconds ahead of Harvick in 3rd. Johnson in the lead, and Denny Hamlin nowhere to be found, at least in the top 5 right now. He was outside the top 10 at the beginning of the race as the other Championship 4 driver. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the old package did have good races. As well as the new package. It's just hit or miss every race weekend. Every week it's different. Man, William Byron has really dropped like a rock outside the top 20. Remember, Johnson was trying to get around him for the opening couple laps of the race just outside the top 10 earlier. And man, Sports Live, welcome to the stream. And I mean, you can just tell how smart Johnson's driving the car. Backing out of the gas early when lap traffic is there. Not rushing to get around the lap traffic, although his car is absolutely on a rail right now, and he's driving it that way, but you can definitely tell if he's entering a corner lower like he was there, he's getting out way early. And that's why he hasn't even hit the wall. Hasn't hit the wall or another driver at all. Despite the tires being about halfway through the run at Darlington nonetheless. Boyer holds on to the bottom into turn 3. Johnson going to use Joey Gase as a pick to get around him. And there's Denny Hamlin. First of the 4 drivers he's racing for the championship. Hamlin's in 17th. Johnson going to try to put him a lap down into turn 1 here, and he will. What a run by Jimmy Johnson here tonight. Blaney a lap down now. This is unbelievable. Practice, test session, qualifying, making perfect for Johnson to get the setup right in the car. Again, Championship 4, Johnson, Logano, Hamlin, and Kyle Busch. Oddly enough, Kyle Busch is winless on the season. He's the only winless driver in the Championship 4. That could honestly end up happening this year. You never know. And there's the first caution of the race. So caution's out for the first time here tonight at lap 30. Chris Buescher in 15th will get the free pass. He was barely scored a lap down at the timing of the yellow. And Denny Hamlin stuck a lap down right now. Joey Logano in 8th and Kyle Busch currently in 2nd. You're going to see Johnson hit pit road here. As mentioned, no... Well, I should say no damage to be repaired here. No adjustments for the 48 team. Anthony Hanley, welcome to the stream. Car's been handling perfectly for Johnson, and he wins the race off of pit road that time, so that's pretty big. Kyle Busch outside front row on the restart. Green flag back in the air here at Darlington. Good enough restart by Johnson, quickly able to clear the 18 of Kyle Busch. I'll tell you what, that 4 car of Kevin Harvick looks fast on the short runs. So he gets quickly to the inside of Kyle Busch, and he's going to make his way up to 2nd place and clear him off in turn 2. Good restart by the 4 of Harvick as well as the 48 of Johnson. Johnson will lead the opening lap of the restart, and here comes teammate Alex Bowman now up to 2nd place. Kyle Busch, meanwhile, has dropped 3 spots on the restart in about a lap and a half, and he's still stuck on the top side. Definitely not making it easy for himself here. Bowman almost got into the back of Johnson. He had to check up. Fastest lap of the race that time for Johnson. Oh, Bowman gets loose in the center of the corner, and he saves it right in front of one of the championship contenders, Kyle Busch. Not sure what happened back there, but Bowman got really loose through turns 1 and 2 and made a great save. That probably gave Kyle Busch a heart attack right there, knowing the stakes in the race for himself. And Harvick still challenging for the lead on Johnson. Harvick, of course, in real life won this year's Southern 500 a couple weeks ago. Martin Truex Jr., who looked like one of the better cars in that said race, is currently in 3rd in this one with Chase Elliott 4th, Kyle Busch still in 5th. For Bowman, lost a lot of spots after getting really loose. Was on the inside of Harvick for 2nd at the time. Martin Truex Jr. looking to the outside of Kevin Harvick. Harvick holds him off. Johnson went to the top there, got a little bit of a run off the exit of 4. Doesn't like running the top. Oh, Harvick took a peek there at Jimmy Johnson. Almost got under him. Johnson slides up a little bit in the center of the corner, but he gets a good run off the outside again off of turn 2 there. Trying to do whatever he can to hold on to the track position. Protecting the bottom of the track through 3 and 4. You can definitely tell Johnson's car probably handles a little better. Harvick almost got in the wall off of turn 4, and that allows Chase Elliott now to the bottom of the track looking for second place. And Chase Elliott will clear Harvick for second. Kyle Busch now up to third. We'll see if Chase Elliott can maybe contend for the lead. And here comes Busch trying to get around Elliott. Johnson starting to slowly gap those guys back there as Busch is to the inside of Chase Elliott now for second place. Bowman's got himself back up to 4th. Johnson got a little loose off into turns 3 and 4, and Busch is up to 2nd. We'll see if he can run down Jimmy Johnson at all. Johnson's car slowly starting to come to him though as the laps carry on, and that's going to make it harder for Busch, with Kyle not having a good restart there. But again though, it has been a great night for Jimmy Johnson. No mistakes so far. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Kyle gained a little bit of time there in turns 3 and 4. Josefina Bravo, welcome to the stream. Ray, also known as Ray Howard, welcome to the stream. Johnson's starting to slowly pull and gap Kyle Busch. He's out to about a 1-second lead now. You can see the lap traffic in the vicinity of the race leader, Jimmy Johnson. Will likely catch him in a few laps. 48 car looking tough to beat, looking like the championship favorite in the early going of the race. And with all the series working properly, obviously, in the game now, and they have been for a little bit, next season for each series will keep them closer together, so you won't see as... I should say you won't see any of the series get strung out like they did here with the Truck and the Cup series. We got way ahead with the Xfinity by the time we got in depth with the Xfinity series, and that's why there was a long break between Truck and Cup races there. Sorry for that, but I did give you guys a fair warning that we were going to have a lot of Xfinity races when the time came, because I wanted to finish all these seasons up at the same time, so that way we could start the second seasons up at the same time. So you'll likely see a Truck Xfinity Cup race in that order pretty consistently. Obviously the Truck and Xfinity seasons are a little shorter, so you might see, you know, a couple Cup races a week compared to the other two series, but they'll still be all within reasonable time frame. And of course, NASCAR Thunder 2004 is going on right now. We just started that up. I'll be getting my new internet here by the end of the week, hopefully, and we should get that up and running too, and we'll be intertwining those. We're only one race into that season, so pretty good mesh coming up over the next couple of months. probably through the winter, quite honestly. A lot of these guys Johnson's lapping right now are going 2 laps down rather than just 1. Yes, okay, welcome to the stream. For anybody new watching right now, again, please subscribe. We got daily NASCAR content on the channel, realistic broadcasts with these full race NASCAR video game live streams. So, the road to 1,000. I'm really going to start asking to subscribe more throughout the course of the races because I really want to get to that goal as soon as we can, but ultimately by the end of the year would be awesome. The next milestone to the channel. Have I ever done Espinal in NASCAR Heat 5? I'm still unaware of what that is there, Ray. Oh boy. Johnson slid up the track there, almost got into the back of Timmy Hill. Car stepped out on him a little bit. Still no contact though. Thanks for subbing there, yes, okay. But yeah, this is actually a pretty incredible run by Jimmy Johnson. Again, we have not hit the wall or another car for over 50 laps in the start of this race at probably the toughest racetrack to navigate around. That is insane. That definitely goes to show that we're on it tonight. King, welcome to the stream. Michael Astro Boy, welcome to the stream also from Italy. Going international here tonight for this championship finale in the Cup Series. Johnson got loose there and he didn't break at all and very barely got out of the gas, just kind of let the car turn itself. A large part of Johnson's success also tonight, you gotta leave it up to these lap cars, giving him at least enough room to race around, not really crowding him a whole lot. A 6-second lead here and only 1 caution so far, so with only 1 restart we've only really been packed together twice if you consider the initial start of the race and the last restart. Again, our first and only caution of the race was at lap 30 so far. Well, see, the problem is I don't have a wall anywhere around me with where the setup is in the room and where my TV's at. Because honestly, where the TV's at, there's probably the best area to have it. When I'm not using the steering wheel, I do usually put it up on the, like right next to the TV tray that it's mounted to. so that way I can look at it kind of like right in front of me rather than to the side. I'll do that under the next caution here. But I can't do that when I have the steering wheel in hand, though. No, I have no plans of doing any toughest seasons really going forward. It was kind of a failed attempt there. I was trying to make it as tough as I could on myself there with no cautions and stuff, and it was tough race by race trying to get the wins, but we had the consistency nobody else did, and we clinched the championship in the Cup Series like 2 or 3 races early, so it just kind of stalled out a little bit there. It wasn't quite as entertaining as I thought it was going to be. So no, I don't plan on doing that going forward. Amari P, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I guess that was kind of a one-off deal. We didn't really get the success with it, and the viewership wasn't there compared to these other races too. It was at the very beginning of it, but I mean, we were having some of those races where we had the fastest car from the start of the race, and we were winning by like 5-6 laps. It just wasn't competitive. Versus if we were to get yellows. At Darlington tonight, Amari. And again, 15 drivers are on the lead lap. One of the 4 championship drivers, Denny Hamlin, already 1 lap down. And you can see him out of the windshield of Jimmy Johnson's car, not too far up ahead. Johnson has about a 7.5 second lead on Kyle Busch right now. Just past halfway through the tire run. Didn't catch Austin Dillon in a good spot there right on the exit of turn 2. That buys Hamlin a little bit more time at 16th. Hamlin is the first driver 1 lap down right now if we did get a caution. Johnson almost got in the wall there. Very close. Lifted just to be safe. Hamlin trying to hold Johnson back, but not for too much longer. Johnson just got the fastest car, especially between the two, and Johnson has put Denny Hamlin 2 laps down. Not completely over, with still a long race to go for Denny Hamlin, but those are insurmountable odds to get that car going in the right direction. He has been mid-pack most of the day. That is a very, very tough break for Denny Hamlin to be in this early in the race if he wants to win this championship and win that first career title that he's oh so awaited for so long. Goes to the outside of Keselowski. Cleared him just easily into turn 1. Johnson gets sideways and he gets doored by Keselowski. Back down to the bottom of the track they go. Big save there by Johnson, and we somehow stay green. Oh, man. Car just stepped out on him there as he tried to duck to the inside of Ty Dillon. How did he keep that car from sliding up into the wall? And once Keselowski hit him, they just kind of got hooked together. And the lead is now down to about 2.5 seconds, and there is heavy lap traffic all of a sudden in front of the 48 car. Would have been a clean night up to that point. Scary moment there, but not only he keeps it going, but we stay green on top of it. Oh, wow, Keselowski got really tight in the center of the corner. They're 3 wide. Johnson trying to hustle around to Benedetto, who is on the inside. It's Chris Buescher, 14th. And Denny Hamlin was able to get one of his 2 laps back because of it. He can get a caution That'd be huge for the 11 team. Busher trying to hold on to that free pass position, but I don't think he's going to be able to here.
Careful, still there.
Inside Uranus, welcome to the stream.
You got room, just clear that.
Brent Cullen Shaggraw, welcome to the stream also. I might have just botched that name. That didn't roll off the tongue very well. But thanks. Welcome. That's it all the way on the inside of Quinn Halp here. Trying to give Quinn plenty of room. And good thing is for Jimmy too, although Keselowski hit him decently, there actually isn't really heavy damage to the race car, believe it or not. Very fortunate there, and now Hamlin about to go 2 laps down again as Johnson clears him easily off of turn 2. So lap 70 this time by here tonight. And Jimmy Johnson, who has dominated most of the race, had a little bit of a scare there, and a lot of the lead got wiped away because of it, but Johnson still got a fast race car. He doesn't really have any damage at all, thankfully enough. Still hasn't hit the wall tonight, although Keselowski made contact with him there after that incident, but still hasn't earned a Darlington stripe, so he's got that going for him. Yeah, I'm very surprised there wasn't a caution given Johnson was sideways like he was. And once Keselowski and Johnson started going to the inside of the track after coming down the banking with each other, I'm very surprised the caution didn't come out there either. Keselowski surprisingly kept the car straight despite the contact, but Johnson's car definitely wasn't straight, and it was pointed straight towards the infield there for a little bit, but we stay green. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. Day's going by so far so good. By the way, I shot even par for 9 holes last night, so that was my highlight yesterday on top of our stream. I winning that Truck Series championship, but forgot to mention that last night. Went golfing again today, but I tried to challenge myself a little more. I only used 3 clubs in the bag. I used my driver, putter, and 7-iron. I still shot an 81, 11 over par for 18, so I was pleased with it. It was definitely a different challenge. Like, there's some holes that didn't really affect me at all, but man, those par 3s were difficult. Needless to say. And Busch must be struggling with the lap traffic right now, because all of a sudden Jimmy, oh wow, Ty Dillon got out of shape through 3 and 4 and tries to get to the outside of Coil of Joy, and he's trying not to go a lap down right now. Good run, though, for Germain Racing. Pretty wide there. Johnson going to hustle around those guys down the back straightaway. Easily clear them before they get into turn 3. Possibility of seeing green flag pit stops very soon, at least for Johnson's sake. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to get all the way to the end of the fuel run before he has to hit the pits, unless we get a caution before then, of course. But you're seeing what happened between Johnson and Keselowski. It might take a little bit for there to be a caution flag. And there's Matt Kenseth in 11th place now, the last car in the lead lap, just in front of Jimmy. Oh, trouble. Turn 3. Car in the wall. That is John Hunter Nemechek in the 38 who got in the fence there in turns 3 and 4. It looked like he might have had a rear tire going down. And as soon as he went into the corner, he lost complete control of the race car. And we are now going to see our second pit stops of the race. And again, under caution. And luckily, really no damage for Johnson and no adjustments to be made on that 48 car. Shane Pinkney, welcome to the stream. So second caution of the night, just under 100 laps in the books in the Southern 500 here. Logano's falling back to ninth. We know Hamlin's 2 laps down and Kyle Busch still in second. Johnson wins the race off the pit road here. 4 over and you're on today. Good job, Billy. Solid round, especially if you were playing 18. That's my best for 18 is 74, 4 over par at my home course. Shot that like 3 times now this year. I can't break it though. I get close and feel like the pressure gets to me. So Johnson got a good restart. Kyle Busch had a heck of a lot better of a restart this time than what he did before. And as he drifts up the track, Busch to the bottom. Oh man, they almost made contact. Almost made contact there as Busch was able to drive away. Car to the inside of Johnson. It's Kevin Harvick in the 4. Saw the car really bottom out on Johnson's car on the outside there that last time as he's lost a couple spots, but Kyle Busch has regained the lead. And for the first time in a long time, Johnson is not in the lead. Bowman, Busch, and look at this. I mean, once Johnson lost the clean air advantage, start to struggle right now. Elliott gonna get to his outside. Busch obviously could have made adjustments to his race car as well over the first couple pit stops. Although Johnson hasn't made any to this point. His car's been handling pretty well. He just drove it too deep into turn 3, which was likely the cause of him getting really loose that one time, but outside of that, it's been pretty good. Yeah, again, championship 4 is Logano, Kyle Busch, Johnson, and Hamlin. And Harvick all over the back of the 18 car for the lead right now. Johnson sits in 6th. Logano is coming through and cautions out again. So cautions out for the 3rd time tonight. Got another restart coming. Ty Dillon will get the free pass this time. By the way, Christopher Bell got the free pass under the last caution. Hamlin still 2 laps down. A decent amount of drivers at the back of the lead lap pitting. Johnson will pit also here, might as well. Not going to make much of a difference here. About 5 lap pressure tires. It'll make a difference for those first 5 laps, but that'll be about it. And Logano was pitting there, so that was the main reason why Johnson hit pit road. Limited amount of tires as well. Johnson wins the race off pit road. He'll restart in 6th, and the green flag is back in the air. Restarting on the outside could be a problem if he can't clear Elliott to the inside. Johnson going to let Elliott go and drop in line behind him. Smart move there. Oh, man, they're 3 wide off the exit of turn 2. Elliott kind of checked up in the center of the corner. He keeps checking up. Busch with a good restart. Oh, 3 wide there, and Busch kind of lets the guys on fresher tires race around him as Truex gets by on the outside. Johnson got by on the inside. Again, for about the first 5 laps of the run, you're going to see these tires pan out, and that's why Truex is trying to get to the front of the field. He's on fresh tires also, as well as the 48 of Johnson. Truex is now side by side with Harvick for 3rd. Busch still hanging on to the lead. Bowman, who is in 2nd, and Harvick got in the wall. Harvick gets in the wall entering turns 3 and 4. That gives Truex the spot easily off of turn 4. Truex now looking to the outside of Bowman for 2nd. He tries to run down his JGR teammate, Kyle Busch. Truex about got in the wall there through 1 and 2. Big run by Johnson on the exit of turn 2, looking to the inside of Harvick. Got a little loose there, and that broke his momentum. Big run to the inside for Johnson. Boy, he drove it off in there deep. Truex to the inside for the lead on Kyle Busch. Harvick gets the drive off the outside. Truex leads at the line. That is the first lap he's led today at lap 90. Tires are going to even out here after about another lap or two, so Johnson trying to quickly get around Harvick and Bowman. You can see him driving it hard to try to do that right now. Harvick back to the outside, gives Johnson the bottom, but Harvick should get the run off the exit of 4 again, and there he goes. Makes it tough for that car on the inside to pass, and here comes Ryan Preece on 4 fresh Goodyears also. Who's driven his way up to 6th all of a sudden. Johnson to the inside of Harvick. Can he clear him? Oh, not quite. He gave him enough room to stay up there, though. Johnson with a side draft, though. Down the back stretch, still trying to break that momentum the 4 car had. Center of the corner. Johnson still can't quite clear the 4 of Harvick. He's lingering. Bowman drove it off into the corner deep, trying to protect the bottom of the track. Johnson, meanwhile, trying to get under his teammate Bowman now for 3rd off of turn 2. He is there. A little side draft down the back stretch as well on his teammate. Drives it off deep into turn 3. Johnson up to 3rd. Preece still going for 5th place on Harvick back there, and Johnson just trails the championship leader Kyle Busch currently as we run. Johnson entered a little higher than normal. Oh, he got in the wall. And 1 and 2, that's the first time Johnson's gotten the wall all night. That allows Preece to get to his back bumper in the center of the corner. Johnson still got a decent drive off. Very, very slightly got in the wall, but that is the first time tonight. It took until lap 93 for Johnson to earn his Darlington stripe. We have been, again, on it all night tonight. And outside of that Keselowski contact, we still haven't even made contact with another driver. Johnson backs off on the entrance into turn 1. Drove it in deep, barely cleared the 18. Busch had to check up, and he got loose because of it. Johnson to the championship lead. What a heck of a move there. Backed out of it early, got back into the gas just before Busch. Truex has about a 2.5 second lead to Johnson. Logano, meanwhile, on fresh tires as well, is up to 5th. Preece trying to get around Busch, followed by Joey Logano himself. So 2nd, 3rd, and 5th are the 3 championship drivers that are at least on the lead lap. Again, Hamlin 2 laps down, just outside the top 15. Gonna alternate through the different camera angles for the first time tonight here with just under 300 laps to go in the race. Get to really see Johnson wheel this car around this very difficult track to maneuver. It's less than 2 seconds off the lead though. He's closing the gap slowly but surely on Martin Truex Jr. Big run again by Johnson off of turn 2. And Logano, meanwhile, has jumped up to 3rd. Right around Harvick and Busch. Kyle still camping out in 4th. And a good battle there with Harvick. First time we've seen Logano this far up in the running order tonight. Oh boy. Johnson trying to get to the back bumper of the 19 car. Man, he got really loose off the exit of turn 2. Stayed in the gas though. Johnson wants to get around Truex before they get to the lap traffic. It's going to be tough though with Truex having the clean air until he gets to the back bumper of those cars ahead of him. Johnson drove it off deep into turns 1 and 2. He's all over the back of the 19. He looks to the inside of Corey LaJoie in that dry den car. Down to the inside goes Johnson, using Chad Fincham as a pick. And easily Jimmy Johnson in the lead off into turn 3. Second different time Johnson's led here tonight at the start-finish line as he leads on Martin Truex Jr. Truex got a big run off of turn 4. Looking to get back around the 48 if he can. John Hunter Nemechek still in the race after bringing out that last caution. Johnson caught him in a bad spot, but not as bad as what Truex caught Joey Gase right behind him off of turn number 2. Any tips for custom schedule season? Yeah, really whatever series you do. Something that I was not able to do because by the time I did those custom schedule seasons, I couldn't get racetracks from other series on here. But I would try to do one track or one race at each track if you can. And then obviously I think you'll have 3 races left over because I want to say there's 33 different tracks in those series you can use there. So yeah, if you do a cup schedule, you will likely have a couple races left over. And then I would just throw your more difficult tracks in there if you wanted to make it tough on yourself from that point on. Logano now back to 5th, Harvick back up to 3rd, and Johnson's got about a 1 second lead now on Martin Truex Jr. Kyle Busch, 4th place. Johnson trying to get under the 73 of Bobby Carter. Took a peek there for a moment. Now we'll try to get him into turns 3 and 4. Easily going to outbrake Bobby Carter. Generate a rookie driver. That allowed Truex to close the gap a little bit down the backstretch too. Those guys being side by side. Johnson isn't really pulling away from Truex. Truex getting through the lap traffic decently after Johnson has taken the lead away from him. And side by side between Chastain and Haupt now off of turn 2. Johnson 3 wide to the bottom, trying to race around them both, and he clears them both before they even get to the braking zone into turn 3. So it still worked out all right for Jimmy. And Truex stuck now behind all 3 of those lap cars. David Reagan in the 36 car. Currently in that 27th position. Timmy Hill didn't really give Johnson a ton of room down there, but Johnson went all the way to the apron and he got through the corner as well as he could down there and easily clears Timmy Hill on corner exit. And you can tell after about that 5-lap stretch that the tires evened out. It was just Johnson and Truex. They were able to get through the field a lot quicker than everybody else on the fresh tires, and that's why they're so far ahead of 3rd. But Kyle Busch hanging on in there, Harvick in 4th. He's hanging on in there. Both those guys did not pit under that last caution. And again, 3 cautions total in the race today, just over 100 laps complete. in the Southern 500. Johnson's pulled out to about a 2.5 second lead now, and very slightly got in the wall once in turns 1 and 2. It's the only contact he's made there, and still the only contact with another driver was with Keselowski, and he has not earned his Darlington stripe in turns 3 and 4 all night through the first over 100 laps. So again, Johnson's clean and leading a lot of laps today, and in fact he's led the most laps up to this point by far. Just struggled a little bit on the last couple restarts, but he ultimately ended up getting right back up front anyway.
Stay low, stay low. All right, you're clear.
We talked about at the start of the night, survival. Just to survive through the first couple hundred laps of the race and then go hard from there. You can definitely tell as the race picks up, even midway through the race like we are right now, that the intensity is picking up slightly, but it's not all the way there yet. These guys just want to get to the end of the race. And to do that, at least of the Championship 4 drivers, they got to make it through the first 267 laps of the race. Just get to the final 100 laps of the race, and if you're still in it, that's when you go hard for the title. No give, just take. This track position means so much at the track, at this racetrack specifically, but Kyle is trying to catch up as much as he can right now. He unfortunately was on the losing end of that strategy call under the last caution. But I'm sure that wasn't the last caution of the night. It was still a decent amount of time left. Just got to be patient. Hold tight. Welcome back here, called. See Denny Hamlin about a half a straightaway ahead of Johnson right now also, and he's in danger of going 3 laps down tonight. And again, he's been running outside the top 15 most of the night. That is a really tough break for Denny. And we noticed right before the start of the race, when one of the notes before the race started that he wasn't looking like himself coming into the night, we knew that could have been troublesome for him. And sure enough, these longer green flag runs tonight have really hurt Denny.
You got room, you're clear there.
So there is Hamlin currently in 17th. About 250 laps to go, and he will go 3 laps down into turns 1 and 2 there. What a rough break for Denny Hamlin. Oh, there was no damage at all, virtually there, called. Still been at 0 seconds of damage the entire night. And last time we saw Keselowski was in that contact. Brad's 1 lap down right now. He's about to go 2 laps down. Jimmy gets around him here, but he's not. Oh, man. That was a loose moment there for Johnson. Keselowski did not give him hardly any room there to race with. And remember, Brad Keselowski started outside pole in 2nd place tonight, so he's faded back as the race has gone on. Logano started on the pole for this race. Side by side with the lap traffic way up ahead.
Gotta call it high now. Top 3, use it if you need it. You got room, you're clear there.
Oh man, not a lot of room there that the 13 of Ty Dillon even gave Johnson.
You're almost clear up top. Still there. You got room, you're clear.
There's Christopher Bell in 12th place. He's the last car on the lead lap right now. Johnson going to try to get around him going into turns 3 and 4.
Careful, still there.
Over halfway through this tire run now currently. And remember those guys, Kyle Busch and Harvick, that did not pit under the last caution. Again, we had 5 drivers stay out of the pits that were on the lead lap.
All right, you're clear.
Might have to pit a handful of laps sooner. Yeah, again, called, whoa, man, Johnson got really loose there in the center of 1 and 2. Luckily, the focus was there. Able to shake it off. Car up in smoke on pit road also. Looked like but he at least made it to pit road and we stay green. I'm trying to keep it green as much as I can, and now we get a caution. 4th caution of the race. So 4th yellow of the race. We'll have another pit stop. And again, it will be under caution again. But anyway, what I was going to say there, called, we did not have really any damage. We've been at 0 seconds of damage so far up to this point, even after that Keselowski run in there. So Christopher Bell will get the free pass in 12th after he just went a lap down. Good break for Chase Elliott as he was about to go a lap down there. He was one of the few drivers that stayed out under the last caution. It works out for him in that aspect, but he did lose a decent amount of track position. So here we go. Following the 4th yellow of the race, the green flag will be back in the air. No problem, Raji. Hopefully you can make it back by the finish. But the green flag back in the air again here. Good restart there for Johnson. Quickly going to even clear Truex. For Jimmy won the race off of pit road again. His crew's been on it all night also. And how about that restart from 3rd for Kyle Busch, quickly up to 2nd place. Logano, who restarted 4th, still stuck on the outside behind Truex, with Alex Bowman on the inside of him now. Followed by Ryan Preece back there. Busch ran the top through 3 and 4, had a big run. And look at the run on the bottom even by Alex Bowman. He's up alongside of the 19 of Truex, and now he guns it for 2nd, trying to help his teammate out and get to 2nd place there. I've seen Bowman had a good playoffs up to this point. He has 2 wins since the start of the playoffs, and he made it in, so he actually made it to the round of 8, but was not able to point his way to the championship 4, but he's having a great night so far tonight as well. He is up to 2nd place. Busch in danger of losing 3rd to Truex. Kyle got a big run on the outside there. Oh no, Bowman! He just stuffed his teammate in the wall. Oh my goodness, what was that all about from Alex Bowman as he stuffed his teammate racing for the championship in the wall? Busch got a little loose there off the exit of the corner. Kurt Busch, that is, and there he gets loose into turn 3 again. Side by side for the championship lead now between Kyle Busch and Jimmy Johnson, and Johnson's got a little bit of damage now to the rear of the car after that contact when Bowman ran into him, and that was for the lead too. I'm not sure what Bowman was thinking there, and that was not a wise decision, especially when it's your teammate of all drivers and he's racing for the title. Harvick trying to get to the inside of Busch. Jimmy slides up the track. This car's going to be a little bit looser now with that damage to the back bumper, so he's going to have to be careful here, and that's another hit into the outside wall, 1 or 2. That was way harder than the first one, though. He almost got into it again. Ryan Preece up in second. Bowman trying to get around him now. Johnson trying not to let Kyle Busch get away. Truex leads again. Logano sitting in 8th, Johnson 7th. Kyle Busch will move past his brother, or at least tries to. He almost got into him. Busch got a little tight on the entrance to turn 1. About got into his brother, Kurt. Another slight rub off the wall. That 48 car is all over the place now after that damage. Busch going to slide up in front of his brother. Jimmy still hasn't gotten in the wall in 3 and 4 at least. Logano now to his back bumper. Followed by Chase Elliott, another one of Johnson's teammates. It looked like Bowman was going to try to help him out there, and then he just flat out stuffed him in the wall. Busch, Ryan Preece side by side in front of Johnson. Kyle Busch trying to move back through the field again. He's up to 4th. Restarted 3rd. And Johnson, who restarted in the lead, is back to 7th. Now actually going for 6th on Ryan Preece, and he drove it in deep into turn 1, but he got it. So another spot. Big run off it. Oh, the exit of turn 2. Johnson in the wall. Clips the 37 of Preece, who makes a good save. Oh boy. Dangerous situation there for the 48 car. He'll ease his way back up onto the racetrack, letting Newman go. And again, the handling of the 48 after the damage on the restart to the back bumper has really loosened this car up. Wow, that thing really stepped out on him there too. And Logano now moves up to 2nd in the championship running all of a sudden. Big dive into 3 to get back by Newman for 9th. Can't clear him though. Newman hanging around on the outside. Kyle Busch trying to get away. Still in 4th it looks like. Top 3 all bunched together. Harvick and Bowman meanwhile side by side for 2nd. Truex still leading laps. Johnson should have less than 5 seconds, or I should say 5 seconds or less of damage, so as long as he takes care of the car, he should be able to at least repair the damage he's got on the car under the next pit stop, and he'll get the reset with fresh tires as well. Problem is, he's lost the track position. It's all over the back of Logano. Oh, Logano got tight off of turn 2. Here comes Johnson to the inside. Johnson drives it in deep, trying to get around his teammate. Can he clear Logano at least? No. Joey's still up there. Wow, Johnson drove it off loose into turn 1. He still clears the 22 of Logano, and he's going to get a decent run off the exit of the corner as well to try and get to Chase Elliott. Big draft down the backstretch, now to the inside of his teammate. For 6th going into turn 3, and he'll pass him as well. And Kyle Busch closing in on the lead after Harvick and Bowman have been running side by side. I think Truex might be holding those guys up also. And lap traffic is nearing for the leaders as well. Big run now on Kurt Busch. 4th position. Bowman, meanwhile, for the lead on Truex. Johnson blocks the crossover by Kurt Busch back there in 5th. Kyle Busch going for 2nd place now to the inside of Harvick, as Alex Bowman leads for the first time tonight in the Southern 500 as we close to the halfway point in the race very shortly here. Man, Jimmy, gonna have to be careful here. Car just steps out on random occasions. Bowman ran up near the wall that time. Kyle Busch, meanwhile, up to second. Harvick in third, and Truex back to fourth. But Johnson closing in on all of them as they are about to catch lap traffic. Actually, they have caught lap traffic. Busch to the outside of the lap car there. Bowman stuck on the inside, but now able to get around him. Big run off of turn 2 there by Johnson to the inside of Harvick. We lost the spot to Truex. Truex down to the bottom of the track underneath Fincham and Harvick. Did not catch either of those couple lap cars in the correct spot. As Kyle Busch is close to the back bumper of Bowman now. Johnson going for third on Truex. A little side draft down the front straightaway. Johnson takes the spot, gets to the outside of Joey Gase. Hasn't worked well up there, but he did there, and because of it, he gets a big run now on Busch. Oh, man. Looking to the inside, momentum stalled out. Going to be patient now behind Kyle, getting into turns 3 and 4 at least. Right in line behind the 34. So the battle for the lead, both in the race and the championship, is on. Bowman leads the race, but Busch in second, trying to hold off Jimmy for the championship lead. Kyle got through turn 2 really well. Johnson still stuck behind him. Jimmy now pulls out of line. He's getting the draft off of Bowman. That pulls him to the inside of the 18. Johnson up to second, passes Busch there. But now he wants to get all the track position if he can get by his teammate Bowman, who put him in the wall on the restart. Jimmy in his final career race, all over the back of the 88. And Johnson sends Bowman into the wall. A little payback, even with a teammate there. Wow, and Bowman still holds on to the lead, and here comes Busch. Johnson absolutely sent Bowman into turn 3, into the wall. He still holds on, and now Johnson holding on for dear life with his race car. Even when your teammates, Johnson in his final career race and going for a record-breaking 8th title, you can't blame him there, but now he's going to try to get around him cleanly. I think that was just to let him know he was there. Pulls out of line now to the bottom of the track. Johnson looking for the lead into turn 1 on Bowman. Slides up in front of him. Jimmy Johnson back to the front of the field. Oh no, this is actually the first and only race at Darlington that we have had all season here. We did run 2 Xfinity races though at this track, and we won both of them. Completely different scenarios, one in which we dominated and the other one we didn't dominate, but we ended up getting the win on the last lap pass when Chastain blew a tire, and that again was, I believe, Sunday night. Jimmy Johnson leads right now. Timmy Hill, Bobby Carter. Johnson gets by them both pretty easily, at least made it look easy. Kyle Busch to the back bumper of Bowman again for second. Logano still outside the top 5 as we run currently, and Hamlin again is 3 laps down. And it's the 4th of the 4 championship for drivers. Bowman trying to block Busch off, trying to get through the lap traffic quicker. Oh. Costing Bowman a ton of time. Busch now to the outside. Lap car stays low. Oh, Busch. Or sorry, Johnson just got in the back of Chastain. Big closing rate off the exit of turn 2, and now Ross going to give him plenty of room, saying, hey, you didn't have to run into me, but I'll still let you go. And it's, of course, accidental for Jimmy. Now just over a 2-second lead. Kyle Busch did move up to second, passing Bowman though. But Bowman still within reach of that second position. And now they're coming up on Ross Chastain back there, but Busch easily gets to his inside off of turn number 4. 15 people watching currently right now. Thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight. Chase for 8 championship finale. We try to get Jimmy Johnson his 8th career title. That would be a record-breaking championship, of course, breaking the tie with Dale Sr. and Richard Petty for most all-time. Over the course of the season, we put him past Jeff Gordon for 3rd all-time on the wins list, and now trying to break the record again for the championships here in this one. Still a decent ways to go in the race. Not quite halfway, but it's been a fun one up to this point. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We've got daily NASCAR content. Most importantly, with these full race live streams on the daily with a realistic broadcast. So if you're into NASCAR video games or into NASCAR in general, this is the place to be. And again, I stated at the very beginning of the stream to subscribe also, but most importantly, I had a statistic that I actually looked at earlier, and I saw earlier that 61% of the people that have watched any videos or streams over the last 28 days on the channel are not subscribed, so well over half. So again, we're getting the viewership, and the subscribers are watching, but we are getting a lot of new viewers. Stay, come, watch more. Had some exciting races as of late. I'm sure the chat can attest to, especially over the last couple nights with the Xfinity and Truck Series Championship. Both thrillers coming down to the final lap of the race for the championship in both. And you wonder if the same will happen for this Cup Championship with these custom scheduled seasons tonight. Johnson is gapping 2nd and 3rd place back there. Slightly got in the back of Almirola. Johnson, although he's gotten in the wall a few times in turns 1 and 2, he still has not hit the wall in 3 and 4 tonight. Next, Jacob. Obviously on the road to 1,000, of course, too, as we've stated a couple times tonight over recent weeks. That's slowed down, too. I mean, we're still getting subscribers on the channel over the last couple weeks, but I have noticed it's not increasing quite as rapidly as it was there before. But not only that, I've noticed, like, the number, like, even, for instance, after last night's stream, we were at 561, and then it dropped back down to 560 today. It seems like when we pick up 1 or 2 subscribers, then we get another 1 or 2 that unsubscribe, or whether they're bots or whatever the case might be. I'm not sure entirely, but it's just kind of leveling out over the last, pretty much, I'd say probably about 3 weeks. It hasn't been a long time, but then we got right back up to 561 by the start of the race today, so. Johnson hustled around Blaney there. Caution's out. 5th time the caution's been out tonight. Just over a couple hundred laps to go still. That 2 seconds of damage can be repaired under our 5-second damage clock. Brian O'Born, welcome to the stream. So Johnson likely won't win the race off pit road this time, with having to repair the 2 seconds of damage that Bowman gave to him. Big mover on pit road, and winning the race off pit road was Martin Truex Jr. He gained 3 spots. Heck of a pit stop for him. Green flag back in the air, and that's the first of 4 cautions that we have not seen Jimmy Johnson win the race off the pit road there. Again, every pit stop up to this point has been under yellow. And look at Jimmy trying to run the outside. Oh, there's contact. A little bit of contact between the 19 and the 48. Johnson got out of the gas to keep it off the wall. Busch is going to get by on the bottom. Kyle Busch now for the lead into turns 3 and 4. Jimmy trying to hook up the bottom of the track again, but here comes Bowman right in the top side. He'll get up to third. That contact allowed Busch to get to the lead between the 19 and the 48. He put himself in position into 3 and 4 because they were, of course, both slower down the backstretch. Bowman now looking for second place. Seems like he's been getting faster and faster over the course of the race tonight also. Oh, Bowman just slid up into the 19 of Truex. We've seen Bowman get a little over-aggressive at times tonight, and he about did it there again. Truex barely kept it off the wall, though, and he did lose a spot, though. A little rub-and-run action there for Bowman. Oh, man, Truex bottomed out into 3 and 4 that time, and somehow kept it from hitting the wall again. This is the championship, Brian. The battle between Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Jimmy Johnson, and Denny Hamlin tonight for the championship. Johnson's led the most laps, but still a decent ways to go. All 4 drivers still in the race. 3 of which on the lead lap, and again Hamlin 3 laps down, likely going to be out of the race unless he can race his way back up. And he's slowly getting faster over the course of the race, but falling that far behind early has put him in a deep deficit. It's going to be nearly impossible to come back from. Elliott and Harvick, meanwhile, side by side for 5th out of the rear view of Jimmy Johnson, and Bowman keeps inching closer and closer to Kyle Busch and is pulling away more and more lap after lap from Truex and Johnson behind him. Johnson probably 4th fastest of the top 4 this early in the run right now. Junior Car 17, welcome to the stream. Yeah, again, the 4 drivers, Kyle Busch, Johnson, Logano, and Hamlin. Not bad through 3 and 4 that time for Jimmy. And I'm surprised Elliott and Harvick have been side by side this entire time. I mean, probably every bit of 3 laps they've been side by side. And they're slowing each other down enough. Johnson's starting to get away from them, so that eases the pressure from behind him. We'll see if Bowman can get to the lead again here. I mean, we saw him use a bump and run on Truex. We saw him put Johnson in the wall earlier for the lead, even though they're teammates. You can imagine he'll do whatever it takes to get around Busch as well. You wonder, as the race carries on, late in the race specifically, if you're going to see these non-playoff drivers kind of give these Championship 4 a little bit more leeway compared to what you've seen over the course of the race so far. Yeah, Brian did win the Truck Series Championship last night at Vegas. Last lap pass for both the race win and the championship win on Chastain, who finished 2nd. Barely cleared him off of turn 4 there. Wow, Johnson drove it deep into 3 and 4, and he quickly gets around Truex, and he's running down the top 2. And repairing that damage has definitely helped him, because we saw Johnson struggling over the course of the last run after Bowman got in the back of him. But we'll see if Bowman will be an easy pass this time around. Johnson runs a little higher through 1 and 2. Oh, he's got a big run now on Bowman to the inside for 2nd place. Bowman trying to side draft him a little bit down the backstretch, but it'll be Johnson taking over 2nd place and trying to run down the leader, Kyle Busch. Johnson's been better in 1 and 2. Oh, they both chased their cars up the track, but Johnson beats him back to the bottom and still clears him off at turn 4. Barely, but he did. Johnson really sent it in there, and it'll be Jimmy Johnson to the lead officially at the line this time. It'll be the 4th different time he has led laps in the race tonight. Lap 172 this time by. So again, still getting closer to the halfway point. We have had 5 cautions total in the race. Yep, we're starting the 2nd season for NASCAR Heat 5. As mentioned, we're going to do 2 seasons each for this game specifically in the Truck, Xfinity, and Cup Series. So we'll be starting that tomorrow night when I get off of work. As we'll have Speed Weeks at Daytona, we'll run the Truck tomorrow night, Xfinity Friday night, and then sometime Saturday we'll run the Daytona 500. Hopefully a little earlier on Saturday. Of course, no Cup race on Saturday this week. It'll be ran Sunday night, coincidentally. I knew it was a night race. I didn't think it was going to be a Sunday night race, though. Although they did do that last year, too, when they ran Vegas at night for whatever reason. I mean, I get it's only 4 o'clock. For us East Coast fans, we'd like to have it a little earlier on a Sunday. A lot earlier, actually, but... Cal didn't give Johnson a ton of room off of turn 4 there, but he was still there. And of course, stage racing will be at the forefront. So instead of like these full races, see us being patient more often than not for the first 2/3 of the race. We can't do that with the stage racing. We need to go for points as much as we can. Finish as high as we can in the regular season. Hopefully win the regular season title. We were able to do that in all 3 series as well, and that really helped us in the playoffs. Truck Series, it wouldn't have mattered too much because we won a lot in the Truck Series playoffs, but the Xfinity and Cup, especially the Cup Series, we've had our fair share of disappointment here, and those playoff points really proved to be the key factor in us making it to the championship 4 each time. We are less than 10 laps away from the halfway point now. Johnson with about a 4-second lead on Kyle Busch. They're really loose there in 3 and 4, but still keeps it going.
Stay low, stay low. All right, you're clear.
Yeah, again, 367 lap race tonight. Every lap we cross the start finish line, you can see the laps remaining. There it is on the right, where it says the race lap info. Also gives our lap time from the prior lap, every single lap also. For a reminder when that is the case.
Still there? You're all clear on top there. Stay on the bottom. All right, clear on top.
I mean, to make it halfway through the race and still not even getting the wall in turns 3 and 4, which is probably the tougher of the 2 corners. Definitely the sharpest angle and the one you carry the most speed into as well compared to turns 1 and 2. A little wider entry into 1 and 2 and a lower entrance speed as well. So 3 and 4 definitely the more difficult of the two sets of corners at this racetrack that are very distinct with the egg shape. But again, Johnson hasn't gotten in the wall on that end of the track all night. Not even halfway through the tire run, 7-second lead. This is as far out as we've seen Johnson pull away over the course of every run we have had so far tonight. At least to this point in the run. I think the largest lead he's had so far tonight was right around 12 seconds. Wow, Almirola really slipped up off of turn 2, and that gave Johnson plenty of room to get under him there. Now to the inside of Cole Custer, another lap car. He's going to put multiple laps down. Can I show the track map? Yeah, the track map is always on. Because of where the camera's at on the screen, I can't move it because I'm using the actual PlayStation camera. I'm not streaming from my laptop, so I can't move. I mean, I can move it from corner to corner, but it's got to be in a corner, which is unfortunate. But once I get better Wi-Fi and I can stream from my laptop every single night off of OBS instead of just NASCAR Thunder, we'll have better internet. I will move the camera so you guys can't see the track map. So all will be good from that point on. And I won't have to use the PlayStation camera anymore either. No, I'm not going to run the high line right now. I don't run the high line too well at Darlington. I ran it a couple times tonight when I've had to, and it's been okay, but I really like diamonding these corners off or just sticking right around the bottom. And that's why we've only gotten in the wall 3 times all night. One of which we got put in the wall, so it wasn't really our choice, but haven't even hit the wall in 3 and 4 yet either. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Gotta survive to the end of the race too. Last thing you want to do is get in the wall and lose control. This has to be probably the best race Johnson has had up to this point, at least, as far as the playoffs go, just with how clean he's ran. On top of the speed in the race car. We've seen him have faster cars throughout the course of the season, but what he's been able to do tonight with keeping the car clean is pretty incredible. We're just past halfway. So just past the halfway mark. Less than 250 miles to go to crown a champion in this Chase for 8 series. Rod G, welcome back. I believe there's 12 drivers on the lead lap. There's Christopher Bell just up ahead in 12th. He's the last driver on the lead lap. He's been a lap down a couple times tonight, but he's gotten the free pass a couple times also. Biggest lead Johnson's had tonight up to this point. Just about 14.5 seconds over Bowman, who is now in second. So 1-2 for Hendrick Motorsports currently. And you got Kyle Busch, Harvick, and Truex back there. Oh, trouble. Car up in smoke and in the wall. I believe that is David Reagan in the 36 it is. So caution's out for the 6th time tonight. David Reagan looks like he blew a right front tire going off into turn 3. We'll have another restart and more pit stops coming under caution. So we should have 173 to go when we go green here tonight. And the free pass will go to Christopher Bell once again tonight as well. And Kyle Busch is nowhere to be found on the leaderboard right now. Is he still in the race, or do he have problems? So the green flag's back in the air. Jimmy Johnson wins the race off pit road. I'm not sure, but Kyle Busch... Oh, he's still back there. Busch had a very slow stop, though, whatever the case was. So Busch is still in the race, but he lost a ton of spots on pit road. Lost a lot of track position, so we'll have to see if he'll cut through the field. You see he's right behind Logano on that inside line. Harvick with a good restart from third. He gets by Bowman, and now is going for the lead. Bowman back to the bottom of the racetrack. Johnson really drove it off really well into turns 1 and 2 there. So all championship 4 drivers still on the racetrack. Oh, and there he is in the wall and back down into the 88 there as well. That'll give Bowman the lead. Man, both the 88 and 48 got loose into turn 1, but look at Ryan Newman up in the top 5 for the first time tonight. He's going for third on Harvick all of a sudden. Ryan Preece we've seen in the top 10 periodically tonight. Actually, most of the night. He's in the top 5 as well. Kyle Busch up to 7th, so he's slowly working his way through the field. But Bowman back to the lead again. That's the first time. Johnson's gotten in the wall in turns 3 and 4 all night as well. And now he's earned his Darlington stripe on that end of the racetrack. Took him almost 200 laps to do it, but finally got in the wall on that end of the track. And that gave Bowman the lead as he barely squeezed on by. Kyle Busch has driven his way from 11th on the restart all the way up to 4th. He's looking on the outside of Harvick now for 3rd. Harvick kind of went up the track, diamond the corner off, slid back in front of him. Busch has to be careful. Ryan Preece might be looking to get underneath him and get one of those spots back that he has lost. Busch with a good run on the outside again. Oh, Johnson got loose into the corner, and Busch, what a move, sneaking by on the outside as Johnson got really loose. I didn't even think there was enough room for a car to get up there, but Busch was able to get through, and actually Preece got through it as well. Johnson is into Preece now. A little contact. He tried to slide back up in front of him. There wasn't enough room, and Ryan Preece is up to 3rd. Truex trying to fight back into the top 5. Still no green flag pit stops up to this point tonight. Johnson drives it so deep into the corner. He's trying to get back around the 37 and GTG Doherty car. Oh, a little bump. Wasn't a lot of room there for Johnson. He didn't want to move him out of the way, and he's underneath him. He still couldn't clear him as Reese tries to side draft him on the right side of his car, right back. Johnson will outdrive him into turn 3. Jimmy back up to 3rd again as Bowman still leads, but Busch leading the championship 4 despite restarting in 11th. And you wonder if he's made adjustments to the car, which could have led to a slow stop there. That perhaps could be the case. Well, that was a great run by Johnson through 1 and 2. He's in the draft to Busch down the back straightaway. 183 miles an hour off into turn 3. Look at the amount of ground Johnson gained on this lap on Kyle Busch. Still a couple car lengths back off of turn 4. Johnson, oh, he got in the back of Busch. Oh, and he turned him. Oh, no, Busch saves it. What a save as Harvick goes flying by on the outside. Oh, my goodness. It looked like he turned him, and Kyle Busch makes one heck of a save to keep his run going. What a drive by Kyle Busch. But Johnson has taken over the championship lead now. He's up to 3rd. Johnson just wanted to get close to him there so he can get the run off the exit of the corner, but he instead got into him, and now Johnson trying to get to the inside of Harvick. He can't get back around him. And Kyle Busch, who lost a couple spots there, obviously. Johnson net gain of 0. Harvick net gain of 2. Johnson trying to get around Harvick, but he can't do it. And he better quick, because if Busch gets a chance to get back to him, that might not look very pretty the next time by. Didn't look pretty that time by either, though. Johnson back to the inside of Harvick. He is there, side by side, but he can't hang with them. Truex, meanwhile, trying to get underneath Busch for position. And, of course, Logano's in 7th right now, riding behind Kurt Busch. Big run by Jimmy. This time he's not letting the 4 car of Harvick go. Side by side into 3. Little side draft, drove it off deep. He never even used the brakes in 3 and 4. Harvick with the crossover, but can't get back underneath the 48 of Johnson. So Johnson in 2nd, less than a second off the lead from teammate Alex Bowman. Oh, what a run through 1 and 2. Johnson gripped up perfectly. He bottomed out a little bit, but he gripped up perfectly. Big run out of the inside of Bowman for the lead into turn 3. What a move. And boy, he was able to get by him quick. Clears him easily off of turn 4. Johnson, for the 5th different time tonight, is back out in front here at Darlington as he'll get by LaJoie on the outside going into 1. And Bowman got caught behind him on the inside and loses more ground to Jimmy as 48 car is just getting stronger. Despite not making any adjustments tonight, it's almost like the track's coming to him. And Harvick is closing that gap for 2nd on Bowman meanwhile. Still just over 200 miles remain, but well over 250 miles are complete. A little bit of drifting action in 3 and 4. 48 car pulling away in the lap traffic, though. He's got almost a 3-second lead already on Bowman once again, and chase for 8 continues. And Harvick, meanwhile, is just past Bowman now for 2nd. Wow, that 48 car's gotten loose into turn 3, 2 laps in a row. Luckily, he had the 62 of going cleared and enough racetrack to move up to help save the car. And I think we're still in the survival part of the race. Although it hasn't looked that way for Johnson over the last dozen laps or so, but not quite to that 100 lap to go mark, which we were talking about at the beginning of the night would be the point of where you were going to likely see the aggressiveness heavily pick up within the championship 4 drivers. There would be no more give. And you got to imagine if Johnson, or I should say if Busch gets to the back of Johnson, or close enough, he will get into him after Johnson got into him once already. Of course, Jimmy didn't look to do that, but nonetheless, he still did it. Busch made one great save, and he kept it off the wall too, so really no damage to the 18. Harvick was really the big winner of that because he stayed in the gas. He was able to get by both of them, and now he finds himself in second, passing Bowman a few laps ago also, and he's already a second ahead of Bowman. And there's a caution. 7th caution of the night with 153 laps to go. We're going to see another restart and more pit stops coming your way. No adjustments made for the 48 team of Johnson. Any suggestions? Well, for being bored over the... You just got to be patient with it. It's not for everybody. It really isn't. As badly as you want to do it, you just got to put the time into it, really. You got to be patient over the course of a race, both with actually racing itself and just trying not to get bored. Oh, Harvick lost a lot of spots on pit road that time, much like Busch did on the prior pit stop. See Harvick restarting just outside the top 10 and 11th, and Kyle Busch, who restarted 3rd, had a good run there. Logano actually got the restart in 4th. Bowman hanging in there on the outside, and here comes Kyle Busch. He's up to 2nd. He's cleared Bowman. And there might be a little payback here coming for the 48 of Johnson. Whether the first move was unintentional or not. How about Ryan Newman moving into the top 5. But Bowman back to the inside of Busch. Slows each other down quite a bit through 1 and 2. Logano camping out in 5th place. Oh, big block there by Johnson on Bowman. Allowed Kyle to get back to the outside of the 88. Oh, Jimmy gets sideways in 3 and 4. Bowman takes over 2nd, but he couldn't quite capitalize to get to the lead on Johnson after he got really loose in 3 and 4. 200 miles now remain from this point on. Johnson's in the wall in 1 and 2. Johnson got in the wall. How about Newman going for 3rd place on Kyle Busch? And even after getting in the wall, Johnson's still in the lead. Bowman is there, and look at the run Busch got on the outside. Oh boy, big block there by Johnson. Oh, Busch is in the wall. Now Busch got in the wall in 1 and 2, and that'll cost him a chance at 2nd. Newman gets back to the inside of him again. Bowman had a better drive to the center of 3 and 4 there, but Johnson holds the clean air. And Busch, even after getting in the wall the last lap, still gets the outside run through 3 and 4. And again, gets to the outside of Alex Bowman going into turn 1. So Busch hangs on to 3rd. Truex, who restarted 11th, back up to 2nd. Look at how loose Johnson got off of turn 2 again. Another big block on Bowman. Awkward angle into turn 3. Johnson gets loose, and here comes Busch on the outside. Side by side for the championship lead off of turn 4. Busch to the lead on Jimmy Johnson. Johnson slid up one too many times. Busch was able to capitalize. Johnson not letting that 18 car get away. Look at the run Johnson got through 1 and 2. They're side by side for the lead again. And for the championship, Busch, oh, with a block into the corner. Johnson got into the back of him. Busch is in the wall. Here comes Bowman on the outside to take over second place. That's the second time the 18 and the 48 have gotten into each other. And Elliott gets tied up the track. He sends the 48 car into the wall. Truex runs into the back of Johnson. And the pandemonium continues on another restart as we get closer and closer to the end of the race. Sparks flying up ahead as Elliott gets in the wall in 3 and 4 again. With Ryan Preece all over his back bumper as now Kyle Busch leads. Johnson's a little banged up, not too heavy of damage at least, and hopefully it is 5 seconds or less he can repair it under the next stop. Well, it was a clean first, almost 2/3 of the race for Johnson. Just a couple restarts now. It's gotten a little bit uglier as the race carries on. You can tell the intensity is getting up there. Busch with the clean air, the open traffic up ahead, and Johnson lost all the track position. That was a big run to the inside of the 9 of Elliott. He's going to clear him, and look at that run Ryan Preece got to the inside of Newman. Off into 1 and 2. That 48 car bottomed out on the bottom of the track. And he'll get the run to clear Newman. And now to the inside of Preece. Johnson's starting to get back up there. And he's up to 5th. Meanwhile, Logano in 4th place is inching his way closer and closer to the front as this race carries forward. He's been having a quiet but good night. He's been in the top 10. Now he slides up the track off of turn 2. Johnson to his inside for 4th. And 2nd in the championship running. Busch still leads, and that clean air advantage is going to be hard to overtake now. Johnson just gets in the wall in 3 and 4. Not by much, but just enough. It's been near perfect in that corner all night, but last 20 to 30 laps, not so much. Bowman all over the back of the 18 of Kyle Busch now. They near the lap traffic. Johnson going for 3rd on Kurt Busch. He's got the spot. Lap traffic will play a factor into this battle for the lead, which is 2 cars, but Johnson will soon make it 3 as he's only a second off the lead and charging. Big run off of turn 2 by the 48. Big run into turn 3. And he still keeps it going through the center of the corner and all the way to the exit now. And he is going to get under the 88 of Bowman for 2nd. Johnson charging again, right back at Kyle Busch for the lead. Johnson slings in there up to 2nd place. Busch moves up, trying to block the 48 of Johnson off. Johnson still gets to the inside. Lap car of LaJoie in the way. Johnson all the way to the bottom. Busch trying to ride the top again. Chad Fincham gets in the way of Busch. Johnson in the lead off of turn 4. Handful of different times Johnson's led tonight with 135 to go. He's back in the lead again. Caught Joey Gase in a bad spot there in the center of 1 and 2. 48 again into turn 3. But now Johnson's got the advantage with the track position. Still no green flag stops tonight. And again, this is the toughest pit road to get onto. Or one of the toughest in all of NASCAR, no matter what series it is. I think these Championship 4 drivers are grateful that they've only had to pit under yellow, but more and more restarts also, you can see the intensity also picking up. Gotta anticipate Johnson's next pit stop isn't going to be as quick either with that little bit of damage he's going to have to repair. Again, as long as it's below 5 seconds of damage, he can repair it. No lap cars in between the two leaders, but 2 seconds is the difference between Johnson and Busch. Kurt Busch, though, in the top 5, sitting in 4th all of a sudden. He's battling Harvick for 3rd, in fact, right now as well. He had a great restart and is still staying in the top 5 even well afterwards now. Gained a few spots, lost a few spots, starting to gain them right back again. Johnson's definitely got to go back to being patient again. He's widening out the gap, so he can definitely do it over the course of this run now as pressure is eased once again, but
Stay low, stay low. You got room, you're clear.
it's amazing how far ahead Kyle Busch is, and ahead of 3rd place even of Martin Truex Jr. Johnson's got a 4.5 to 5 second lead on Busch, but you got to go another 7 seconds behind Busch to find the 3rd place car of Truex, followed by Bowman and Harvick right now. Letting those 2 championship drivers race it out for themselves right now. Gaming Hot Plays, welcome to the stream. Oh no, Johnson gets loose, center of the corner. Oh, and he just gets drilled by Daniel Suarez in the 96. And here comes Busch back to the lead. We stay green again. Busch is able to miss everything. It looked like he had it missed. He did keep it off the wall, and that is more damage now to the race car. And that might make it closer and closer to the 5 seconds of damage he doesn't want. That was much like the incident with Keselowski earlier in the race, only that time there was a longer spin, and he had it saved, and when he got back to the gas and came back down the racetrack, Suarez was there and just drilled him. Looked like he had about saved from that point, though. And again, it was in turns 3 and 4. Corner starting to become more and more treacherous for Johnson as the race continues, but Kyle Busch back in the lead now because of it. Bowman back up to third. Ryan Preece peeking into the top 5 again as Harvick is falling outside of the top 5, as well as Kurt Busch. But Kyle Busch, 2.5 ahead of the 48 car. Kyle trying to win back-to-back titles. And again, it's still about survival in this race. Yes, we have less than 200 miles to go, but so plenty of time to make a huge mistake like Johnson did. Luckily, again, Johnson able to bail himself out with great driving. Car up in smoke up ahead. Oh, it's Kyle Busch! Problems for Busch leading the race and the championship. Johnson in the lead. Oh no! And we stay green, and that's even worse for the 18. Championship implications for Kyle Busch. Looks like he has blown an engine because that car, it didn't look like a tire went down, or he might have lost control. Oh, a little contact into the wall again there for Jimmy. Major implications hindering the championship run Kyle Busch was on tonight. Still trying to make it to pit road, I believe. He might actually be on pit road. Yeah, he is on pit road as we speak, so we do stay green. He did make it all the way back around. But Johnson is now going to put him a lap down, leaving just 2 of the championship 4 drivers on the lead lap of Logano and Johnson. And Logano not in the top 5 right now. Highest he was running earlier was right around 2nd or 3rd. And he was up to 4th at one point on the last restart as well, but he's going to definitely have to pick the pace up here in the second half of the night. And we'll see if Kyle can get that car back on the racetrack and try to will himself back out in front. But he's going to go 2 laps down now. And this late in the race, that is almost impossible to try to come back from. We've seen the problems Hamlin's had trying to come back from that already tonight. And a terrible ending to the season for Kyle Busch. We talked about it all night. Survival. Survived to the last 100 laps and go. And Kyle Busch, unfortunately, was not able to do that tonight. As we are just under 120 to go now. He is 3 laps down. Up in smoke on pit road still. And the more and more laps he goes down, the less likely he's going to be to even making it back on the racetrack. Rather yet, get back on the lead lap and keep fighting for the title. Well, the job got a little easier for Johnson, but he's still got to make it to the end of the race. And Joey Logano is still on the lead lap. Johnson is, well, obviously Johnson is, but I was going to say Logano is a former champion. With this current playoff format, might I add as well, as far as the 16-driver playoff field goes, back in 2018. It's a different rules package at this racetrack to what was ran at Homestead that year, but Logano, if given the opportunity, knows what he has to do to get it done. Hectic kind of a night, to say the least. 16 people watching currently. Thanks for everybody tuning in. If you are just tuning in and missed a handful of laps ago, Kyle Busch, while leading the race and the championship, blows an engine, giving Johnson the lead about 4 or 5 laps ago. And Jimmy Johnson now in the championship and race lead. Johnson has led the most laps tonight, but Kyle Busch was putting up a fight inside the top 3 for most of the night. and he was leading at the time of him blowing the engine after having a stellar restart on the last restart. Got back around Busch over the middle of the, or back around Johnson over the middle of the run, and Busch is out of the race. Will finish 4th in the championship standings. I don't think he's gotten that car back on the track yet, and even if he does, he will be a handful of laps down. Shot of winning the race and the title is over. Hamlin, 3 laps down. He's been right around 15th, if not worse, most of the night, and Busch is still on pit road and is likely done for the day. So Denny Hamlin, 3 laps down. He likely won't get back into it either. And the race for the championship is now on, basically, between the 2 drivers of Johnson and Logano the rest of the way. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. A 13.5-second lead there, and we still do have a lot of hungry drivers trying to win this Southern 500 as well, as we near 100 laps to go very shortly. Only 11 cars, I believe, on the lead lap. And Ty Dillon might be on the lead lap. For sure if he gets past here. He won't be. And Hamlin's in danger of going 4 laps down. He has just had a rough night from the very top of the green flag. He's moved up to 15th now after the Busch DNF, but
Still there. You got room, you're clear there.
14-second lead. Tied for the largest lead that Johnson's had tonight. And his main competitor in the race to the championship is now out, so that does ease the pressure, but again, gonna have to watch Logano. If we get more cautions, we have had 7 so far today, so it has not been an easy night. We have not had to make a green flag stop yet, and we are getting closer to that point to having to make a green flag stop if this run continues for about another 15 to 20 laps. And that won't be the final stop of the day either. We'd still be roughly 20 laps short on fuel from that point on, so So the 2 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas are out. It's down to a Hendrick Chevrolet and a Penske Ford. Now, depending on how much Johnson's tires have been wearing out over the course of, well, really the whole night, but even this run in particular, he might have to pit about 15 laps before Logano. If he does, Johnson will likely lose a lap, especially at this racetrack. It's less than 1.5 miles in length. He'll easily go a lap down. From that point on, will the caution come out and trap Johnson a lap down? If so, that would mean on the lead lap. Granted, Johnson could take the wave around because everybody else would pit, but he'd be on older tires and have to start at the back of the pack. That would not make Johnson's life easy, to say that much. Yes, okay, welcome back to the stream. An eventful night, to say the least, but Johnson, try not to get any rain on this parade that is going on for well more than 250 laps now. Trying to get the record-breaking 8th title. This is a custom schedule season, obviously. That's why we have the Southern 500 at Darlington as our Championship 4 race. Probably the most difficult racetrack to navigate around. We've seen that a lot for a lot of guys. I mean, we've seen so many guys get in the wall tonight. I would not be surprised if everybody in the top 10 has gotten in the wall so far. And speaking of which, we'll rub that time for Jimmy. Very light. Jimmy hasn't gotten in the wall much tonight, though. He's done a great job. And that's part of why he has had a lot of success tonight. Welcome back, Brent Colin. Again, 17 people watching. The top was 18 just a few moments ago. So thanks for everybody watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Got more daily NASCAR content, such as these full race NASCAR video game live streams with a realistic broadcast. I guess kind of starting my journey to hopefully one day being a broadcaster within the sport myself, but it is the beginning of a long journey, let's say that much. Road to 1,000 right now, and there's Matt Kenseth. Johnson had a big run, barely cleared off. Brendan Gunn on the outside. Kenseth's had a quiet but good night. He's been in the top 10 most of the night also. He'll go a lap down there. Newman in 9th place. In danger of going a lap down up ahead also. There's a huge pack of lap traffic. Looks like about a second to a second and a half ahead of Newman. See Chase Elliott up there, and I believe Joey Logano's in that mix as well. The last of the championship 4 drivers. Just over 100 to go. That right front tire is underneath 20% tire wear. And Johnson's actually wearing his tires out probably more this run than any other. I mean, he's on pace to pitting probably closer to 15-20 laps rather than 10 to 15 laps before the rest of the field, assuming that they're saving their tires a little bit more. Logano must stay on the lead lap here in case we get a caution before Johnson comes to pit road. He's faded back over this run. He was in 4th place at one point off the restart. All these guys on older tires, that includes the leader Johnson, sliding around quite a bit. Oh, that was a great dive by Johnson to get by Elliott now, and only 7 cars on the lead lap. Logano being the 7th of which. Johnson's got a big run. Logano does not want to see this happen, but he knows. He's got to know. Johnson's coming to pit road soon. Oh man, Johnson really overdrove the corner. Trying to desperately get around Joey there, and he does. Now Logano is the first car 1 lap down. 99 laps to go in the Southern 500. And hopefully again, Johnson has less than, or I should say again, 5 seconds or less of damage. He can repair it then under the pit stop, as he will. And if not, our 5-second damage clock being in place for all these races on NASCAR Heat 5. Across every series, obviously. Then he will have to suffer and keep this damage the rest of the race. Ryan Preece in 6th, going to go a lap down off of turn 2. 5 cars on the lead lap. That is the least amount of cars by far we have had on the lead lap all night. We had a couple opportunities for a caution over this run, such as Johnson getting loose and getting hit by Suarez, and as well as Kyle Busch blowing an engine while leading. But nevertheless, this is the longest green flag run we've had all night, as we are nearing 60 laps into the run. Johnson got a little loose off of turn 2 there. It's going to get tight. Johnson using all the racetrack on the apron there. 3 wide underneath the lap traffic. Trying to stay out as long as he can, just in case we get the yellow. And again, cannot make it on field to the end of the race. Granted, tires have been wearing out well before the end of the field run anyway, but Johnson's going to stay out of the pits 1 more lap and will likely end up coming to pit road this next time by. As long as he keeps it off the wall in turns 1 and 2, that tire is going to last easily by the time they get back on the pit road, as they'll clear Chastain, Bobby Carter back there. So clean room now up ahead of Johnson. This is a tough pit road to get onto, and this is going to be the first green flag stop of the day, all day for the 48. Oh boy, getting really, really loose there. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. And it'll get down easily. 3 seconds of damage, he can repair it. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel for the 48 team. And with repairing the damage, there will be no adjustments made under this stop. Not the final stop of the race. There you see Busch on pit road with the blown engine. Definitely going to be the slowest stop of the night for Johnson under this first green flag stop. Going to make sure they buff everything out. So 19.4 second stop there. Back out onto the racetrack. Johnson's still in the lead lap. Good thing he had a decent lead. Oh man, really bottomed out coming back onto the track there. Well, 25 seconds off the lead, but he's racing Joey Logano at this point. Seen sparks flying from multiple cars throughout the course of the night. Bottoming out in the corners really tells you how how low the cars sit to the ground. Logano still at least more than 8 seconds ahead of Johnson. He's likely in 6th place. Big slide there as Jimmy hustles around Christopher Bell for 10th. Likely going to see these other guys stay out as long as they can here. And if they can make it to right around 70 laps to go, then they could make it to the end on just that one more stop, where Johnson might even have to pit twice. Well, Johnson will have to pit twice, but the rest of the field might be able to make it on one more pit stop, so that could be interesting also. And there's a caution, never mind. And that's going to hurt Jimmy Johnson. Harvick will get the free pass in 12th, and that will help Logano. And as well as those guys battling for the win up there right now. Bowman in the lead. So with 90 laps to go for the leaders, we get our 8th caution of the night. Johnson's lost all that track position, but he's going to stay out of the pits here. He's going to get the track position back. He will have about 5 lap older tires, so for the first 5 laps of the run, everybody else is going to be trying to get around him, but if he nails the restart enough to at least clear everybody, he can have a clean air advantage. Johnson did not want to restart back mid-pack with how aggressive these restarts have been so far. Green flag back in the air. Logano, another quick stop for that team. They're up to 5th on the restart. They're in a preferred inside lane. Johnson able to beat Bowman into turn 1. Kurt Busch had a good restart on the bottom. Logano trying to follow through. Will this be the final restart of the race? That was the longest green flag run we just had. And how about Kurt Busch up to 2nd place? Logano going for 3rd on Bowman into turn 3. Johnson washes up the track a little tight there. Kurt Busch to the bottom. Busch looking for his first lead of the night, and here comes Logano. A little bump and run. He's going to get to the inside of the 48. And the battle for the championship continues. Oh no, and Johnson, a little payback as he gets right back into the side of Joey. Joey used the bump and run tactic on him. Bowman sneaks by to the outside. Logano to the championship lead. Johnson's driving it off hard into turn 3. Back to the inside of the 88. He gets into him, and that's going to slow him up more. Newman to the bottom will get around him. Here comes Elliott. Trying to cross back over on the 9 of Elliott. Look at how out of shape this 48 car is all of a sudden. On these kind of fresh tires, we haven't seen that car move around that much all night. And Logano about to lose second place to Bowman. Kind of a shame for Joey. It looked like he was catching up to the one of Kurt Busch there for a little bit. Truex skates by to the outside of Johnson. Again, for the first 5 laps of the run, Johnson's going to be much slower than these guys. Then you'll see the tires start to even out. Granted, he doesn't have a good short run car anyway, but the tires themselves will at least even out here in a couple laps. Johnson couldn't hold on to the lead like he wanted. Didn't even lead for a lap, and now Bowman going for the lead on Kurt Busch. Can't quite clear him off of turn 4. They're still side by side, but I believe Bowman led at the line. Logano still sits in 3rd. Truex got sideways, getting underneath the 9 of Elliott, trying to go for 4th, and he still had a good enough of a run to clear him off of turn 4. How about Ty Dillon in the top 10? He's currently in 8th. Ryan Preece has been in the top 10 all night. He's in 9th. Great runs for both of those guys in a crown jewel race, and the final race of the season nonetheless still. Nobody can make it on field to the end. Everybody will still have to make one more stop the rest of the way. But with that caution, at least it kind of leveled the playing field as far as the pit strategy goes. But just have to see how this is going to work. Johnson closing right back in on Ryan Newman. He's about as good as we've seen Logano all night. He's stayed in 3rd since he got up there, although Truex is closing in on him. Logano is trying to get around Kurt Busch for 2nd as well. Johnson, meanwhile, will get by Newman for 6th. And Logano better get going because the 48 of Johnson's starting to charge through. The tires have more than even out. Johnson to the inside of Elliott now for 5th. Oh, Truex bottomed out. He might have gotten in the wall. Johnson clears Elliott off of turn number 4, barely, but he did. And Logano trying to make a move for 2nd on Kurt Busch. Look to the inside. He's still looking low. Might have to try it off of turn 2, but Kurt Busch is holding up Logano and Truex as Johnson is coming again. Kurt runs the high line. Logano to the inside. The turns 3 and 4. They're still side by side down the front straightaway, but Kurt got a decent run off the top side there. Now into 1 and 2. Truex looking to fill the void. Behind Kurt Busch. Johnson with a big run down to the bottom underneath Truex now. Caution's out again. 77 to go. Still can't make it to the end on fuel from here, but this is the the 10th caution of the race. I don't know why I said second. 10th caution of the race tonight. And some split strategy here. Buescher will get the free pass in 13th, but he'll only get one of his 3 laps back. And Hamlin, you see, in 15th, 4 laps down still. Johnson will come to pit road here as well. Large portion of these drivers are coming into the pits. Looks like the top 4 are staying out for now. So here we go. Logano restarts in second. He just got around Busch at the time of the caution. 5th on back on fresh tires. Green flag back in the air. Logano not in that preferred lane though compared to what Johnson is. Bottom of the racetrack into turn 1. 3 wide for second place. Johnson on the inside. Logano on the outside. Oh, contact with Kurt Busch. Busch got loose and saved it. Logano gets the run off the top. That little bit of contact kind of helped him. He's got the track position. But Johnson has the fresh tires. Back to the inside of the 22 again. For the championship lead with less than 80 to go. Logano looking to block. Johnson sends it into turns 1 and 2. Clears the 22 of Logano. The fresh tires prevail. Johnson to the championship lead. Carries the run off of turn 2 down to the inside of Bowman for the race lead. How about Matt Kenseth up to 4th? Ty Dillon into the top 5 again. Johnson with a move for the lead. He's got it on Bowman, and here comes Kenseth on fresh tires also. Johnson is about a lap to a lap and a half short on fuel still. But a good call to get to the lead off the pit strategy. Bowman trying to fend off for second to help his teammate out. Ty Dillon is going to the outside of Bowman now for second into turn 3. Harvick on fresh tires. He's had a good short run car tonight. Johnson ran the top through 3 and 4. Look at Ty Dillon up to second place. Harvick up to 3rd as he slides in front of the 88 of Bowman back there. Remember, Harvick was upsetted in the opening round of the playoffs. He lost on a tiebreaker to Christopher Bell. Tough break for him. Harvick did go on to win a race in the second round also that could have propelled him to the round of 8. Not sure if he would have made it on points in the last round or not. Can't quite remember exactly where he finished in all 3 races, but that ended Harvick's hopes of winning the title. Harvick trying to win the Southern 500 tonight, though, and still go out with a bang this season. He'll get around Ty Dillon through 1 and 2 for second. We'll see. Looks like Harvick's closing the gap to that 48 car slightly. Logano, though, meanwhile, is falling back to 6th. Harvick got a good run off of turn 4. He is closing the gap on the 48 of Johnson for the lead. Oh man, Johnson got loose off of turn 2. Harvick to the back bumper. Into turn 3. Harvick on the top side. He's going to get the run off the turn 4. Johnson slides up. Harvick again to the back bumper. Ty Dillon starting to close the gap in 3rd again. He knows Harvick's at least faster than him. At this point in the run. Johnson's a little better in 1 and 2. Harvick better in 3 and 4. Johnson able to gap Harvick slightly, but maybe a half a car length. Johnson just, it's a little too tight in 3 and 4 in the center of the corner. .66 to go. Johnson just trying to hang on to that track position. Harvick will race him clean, likely, you would have to imagine, although it is a big race. And Harvick would want to win. Johnson is one of the Championship 4 drivers. And Harvick, a veteran of the sport, might give Johnson a little more leeway. Now that time, Harvick went to the bottom. Johnson went to the top. Harvick got close to getting under him there, but he couldn't quite do it. And now he's going to get under him, but no, Johnson gets the run off the top side through 1 and 2. He's able to hold on again. Johnson to the bottom, Harvick back to the top again through 3 and 4. Trying to get another run. Barely keeps it off the wall. He's trying to use all the racetrack up there. He's got the run now down into turn 1. He drove it in deep. But not deep enough. Johnson pulls him off at turn 2 also. Tires slowly starting to cut back in to Johnson's favor. Harvick had a couple opportunities he could have gotten around it, but now Johnson's slowly pulling away. Harvick's still a little better in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, Johnson's the clear favorite down there. And he's starting to gap the 4 of Harvick. 10 cautions total tonight. Longest green flag run, about 70 laps. My dog's barking downstairs now for whatever reason. I don't know if you guys can hear that at all, but... Kenseth going for 3rd, meanwhile, on Ty Dillon back there. So Matt Kenseth up to 3rd. Kevin Harvick a 2.5 off the lead, but he's about 3 seconds ahead of Kenseth. Ty Dillon back to 4th. Chase Elliott rounds out the top 5. $60 laps left. We are over 300 laps completed in the race. The survival portion of the race is well over. I mean, you still have to survive to the end, but the real race is definitely on now. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time this season with the 48 of Johnson. So we have less than 60 to go now. $15 fresher tires for all those guys that pitted under the last caution. But likely nobody can still make it to the end of the race on fuel no matter what. We know Johnson's tires have worn out before the end of the run, so his chances of making it to the end are even slimmer than everybody else's that pitted there. But with Logano staying out, being on a little bit different of a strategy, we know Joey's going to have to pit before the end of the race. And will he try to short pit perhaps to try and gain that track position back? Logano not in the top 5 right now, again with being on that different strategy. Not sure exactly where he's at, but last I knew he was in 6th. Definitely one of the longer races of the year, with this being a 500-miler, but at least the entertainment's been there throughout the course of the night. The pace, on the other hand, not so much with the 10 cautions, but Johnson's still in the lead one way or another. He does have a couple career Southern 500s to his resume, looking to add another on top of the championship tonight. In his final career race, going for the championship. We'll obviously see him again for season 2, but As far as this season goes, technically it would still be the final season. We're not going to let Jimmy win the title next season, though. We're going to try to go with it for Blaney, but try to go out with a bang. Underneath the 77 of Ross Chastain, not quite going to get there. Thanks there, King. Now about a 5.5 second lead. Fuel economy is not really going in the right direction for at least Johnson right now either. He's still about a lap and a half short on fuel, so man, he got really loose in there. He's almost halfway through the tire run already also. Oh, man. Johnson couldn't quite get around Stenhouse there. He got a little loose in the center of the corner and had to lift. Drove it off into turns 3 and 4 quite a bit there, and not only clear Stenhouse, but he's going to clear Justin Haley also. Well, 50 laps to go here at Darlington. For sure, the respect for me and Johnson has definitely been there. Or I should say the respect for Jimmy Johnson's definitely been there for myself, and I do have to agree. It's a strong argument for being the greatest of all time in the sport. These last 3 seasons of his career do not dictate what I was able to see growing up, seeing him win 5 championships in a row. No other drivers won more than 3 in a row, and he won 5 in a row. All 7 of his championships came within a decade. Well, 11 years, I guess, 06 to 16, but still. 11 years he won 7 championships. How quick the dominance was. Over 80 career wins. I believe he's 6th all-time in wins in his career. And we'll stick with the normal camera now to the end of the race. Obviously, we've gotten him to over 100 career wins now, but and 3rd all-time, but nevertheless. The real statistics definitely showcased there. He's got more career wins than Dale Sr. Same amount of championships. I feel like, and it's in the most competitive time in the sport's history. I think that automatically should put him ahead of Dale Sr. The real argument, I think, is between Petty and Johnson at that point. Again, 2 completely different scenarios. Obviously, Petty was at a time where the same 3 to 5 cars won every week, but he still won 7 titles, and he did win 200 races to back it up. It's not like Petty won 80 to 90 races in a time where the same 3 or 5 drivers won. And he still won 7 championships, obviously, too, so the consistency was always there with him until the latter part of his career also. But as we get Jimmy Johnson closer to an 8th championship, just 44 laps remain. He's got a 7-second lead on Harvick. Logano not in the top 5 right now. We are past halfway through the tire run. Everybody will have to pit one more time before the end of the race. Plus, maybe some of these guys can save enough fuel behind Johnson that pitted under the last caution. Maybe they can make it. But we know between the two fighting it out for the championship still, Johnson and Logano, they both have to pit. Although Dale, I mean, I understand that portion of it, but Dale Sr. was 49 years old and was likely going to retire within a few seasons, at least from full-time action. With Gordon being in his reign of dominance at that time, and Sr., his last championship was, what, 94? So he had already gone 6 or 7 years without winning a title up to that point. I don't think Dale Sr. would have been able to win another title. He might have been able to win a few more races, which likely would have put him right around where Johnson's at 83, I believe, right now. So there is that. And Dale Sr. also did it over a longer period of time than what Johnson did. It took Dale Sr. more races to get to those amount of wins, especially when you factor in that Johnson hasn't won in more than 2.5 years. Welcome back, Sage Castillo. And there is Joey Logano just up ahead. He's just in front of Kurt Busch. Kurt trying to get back around him to the inside there through 3 and 4. And Johnson wants to see this play green. 40 laps to go. Will Logano try to short pit? I don't think he will right now, but if he goes a lap down and loses the free pass position, he might as well. At that point, he is back to 12. Oh, wow, Jimmy got really loose off of turn 2 there. Logano washes up the track. Johnson will put him a lap down. The strategy of staying out under that last yellow not working out for the 22 team. Johnson trying to quickly get around the one of Kurt Busch now. Oh, drove it deep into 1 and 2 and a little loose. And Logano's fighting back. He wants to stay on the lead lap. Johnson again clears him off of turn 2. Good run on the exit of the corner. Johnson's got fresher tires than these guys around him. Kurt Busch is now a lap down also. So Logano needs to get around Kurt Busch to get to the free pass position. And Logano did get around Kurt Busch. No, he didn't. Never mind. It looked like he was. Busch was kind of formed in line right behind Keselowski, and Brad's trying to help his teammate out by holding up the one. Caution is out. With 38 to go, caution is out, and Logano just went a lap down about a lap and a half ago. And if he could have held on just long enough, he still would have been in it. Justin Haley will be the cause of the caution in turns 3 and 4 as he is up in smoke now, trying to make his way to pit road, and like he wiped out in the center of the corner. That is the 11th caution of the night. Kurt Busch will get the free pass in. Joey's put in more of a hole, and that doesn't lock the title up for Johnson necessarily, as you'll see everybody else hit the pits. Ray Howard, welcome. Here we go. Johnson wins the race up pit road as well. Green flag back in the air. Harvick spins the tires in second place on the outside. Johnson with an incredible restart, able to clear him. Just 34 laps left to decide a champion. In the Southern 500, Logano still has a shot, but he's going to need a couple more cautions to come out before the end of the race. He's right now fighting for the free pass position. If he gets in the free pass spot and the caution comes out, then he will be back on the lead lap. He will then have to restart at the back of the pack. Then, from that point on, he'll need another caution to restart back up with these guys. But if he pits, he'll have a shot. Meanwhile, Elliott, Harvick side by side for second place out of the rear view of Jimmy Johnson. Now the goal to win the race. Last shot, Elliott with a big run to the inside. Oh, Johnson got loose, made a little contact, and here comes Bowman. And all of a sudden, Hendrick is 1, 2, 3. Bowman pulls a late block on Johnson, a little contact there, and now Bowman almost ran into the 9 of Elliott. He had to check up. Chase Elliott leading his first laps of the race. Bowman dives it to the bottom in the center of the corner. Johnson hangs on for third. Hendrick still 1, 2, 3. Bowman to the lead now. Both Elliott and Bowman trying to win their first ever Crown Jewel event. Truex is to the inside still of Harvick for fourth. They're still side by side there, and Johnson goes way up the track trying to diamond the corner off and look for grip. He's going to gain a little bit of ground on Elliott off of turn 2. Why not give Johnson one more career win here tonight if he can pull it off? Having a somewhat comfortable championship lead now with less than 30 to go. I mean, that 48 car is all over the back of the 9 of Elliott. Bowman's definitely got a quick car in the short runs. Elliott got tight. Johnson trying to cross him back over. Can't quite stay under him. He tried. He'll race his teammates clean. Bowman trying to go for his third win of the season. Remember, Elliott missed the playoffs completely by just 2 points. Christopher Bell got the last spot of the playoffs on points way back at the end of the regular season. There is a huge line of lap cars already in front. I'm surprised how quickly these guys caught the lap cars. I'm not sure if there was an incident on the restart where there was a big checkup. That might have been the case, because these guys have been caught in less than 10 laps. Oh, big move there. And you wonder if Logano could have actually taken the wave around. He could have, but he still would have had to pit before the end of the race. So if they didn't get a caution, he's going to lose even more laps. So that is why he did it. He is, after all, still trying to beat Hamlin, worst case scenario, for second in the standings. Ooh, Johnson caught Corey LaJoie in a bad spot there. After Johnson got around Elliott for second, Bowman in the lap traffic. Oh, Sparks up ahead. It looked like Brendan Gaughan got in the wall in turns 3 and 4. Oh, man. Contact that time between Joey Gase and Jimmy Johnson. Oh, Bowman got caught behind John Hunter Nemechek. Big run by Johnson to the inside. 3 wide up the exit of turn 2. Oh my goodness, how'd they make that as Bowman hangs on to the lead? Johnson was coming on the inside and Bowman had to quickly get around him. Big shot to the bottom. Johnson can't quite get there yet. Trying to stay in his draft down the front straightaway. 24 to go in the Southern 500. Quinn Houff now in the way. Johnson to the outside. We haven't seen him run up there much today, but he makes it work using the lap car of Quinn Houff as a pick. Another lead change at the line as we'll have 23 to go, this time by Jimmy Johnson. Again, back in the lead with 23 to go, both for the race and the championship. Logano outside the top 10 right now, 1 lap down. Next closest, he went a lap down, a lap and a half before the last caution. He was on older tires. The strategy did not pan out. He was open for a quick yellow. Johnson had to check up, almost got in the wall in 3 and 4 there. 1 second lead on Bowman. We gained a little ground in 3 and 4 there. As mentioned, it has been a rough postseason for Johnson. Yes, he's won 2 races and then the championship 4, but to DNF 4 of the 8 races we've had in the playoffs so far. Some of them not his fault. Of course, remember the last race at Talladega. Got caught up in the big one with about 60 to go. And there was just nowhere to go for Johnson. Reddick got loose, and then when he went around, he clipped the right rear of Johnson, who sent him right into the wall hard. And that was the end of the night there. Johnson doesn't have to push hard. 20 to go. He's still got to make it to the end of the race, but knowing he doesn't really have to push any harder anymore, it's going to help him. We'll brush off the wall off of turn 4 that last time for Johnson. He'll get by Keselowski in 1 and 2, no problem. 2.5 second lead, back to Bowman. And easily in the championship lead. Although you have to wonder what could have happened if Kyle Busch was still in the race and didn't blow an engine when leading. That was one of the bigger moments of the race by far. Gotten back around Johnson for about 5 laps and then just all of a sudden blew an engine with just over 100 laps to go. Those two have been battling most of the night. Both inside the top 3 a large part of the night. Johnson has led the most laps before and since that portion of the race, but Kyle Busch was still leading laps periodically and was still finding a way to will his way to the lead past the faster 48 car, but he ran out of luck there. Kyle Busch will go winless here on this custom schedule season and finish 4th in the championship standings. Hamlin will finish in 3rd, assuming Johnson and Logano both make it to the end of the race. He has not had a night. He's been out of contention all night. Just left where we're at right now between Johnson and Logano for the championship battle. Of the races we have had so far this week, with the championship races between the Truck, Xfinity, and Cup now, this was probably the, I wouldn't say necessarily the easiest because it has been a difficult racetrack, but we've driven a great race. Clean for the most part throughout the course of the night. And we haven't caused any caution, so that's good.
All right, clear on that.
14 to go. I think it'd be cool if somebody tagged on Jimmy Johnson's YouTube channel the URL for the playlist of this season. Not going to go out of my way to do it, but it'd be pretty funny. $12 to go. Fuel, obviously no issue. Tires, no issue to the end, even though we're about halfway through the tire run. They'll easily make it another 12 laps. Seen some great races this season. We've seen some heartbreaks this season with Johnson. And we've seen some glorious moments, photo finishes. We've had a whole bunch of everything. We've had some dominating races. We've had some races that we could have wished we could have forgotten. But in the end, Jimmie Johnson be going for a record 8th title at the end of this night. And we'll try to do it all over again in Season 2 in those 3 respected series, but this time with stages. 19 people watching currently. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Ten more laps. Johnson hoping it stays green to the end. Eight-and-a-half-second lead over Bowman. How about that, though? Hendrick Motorsports looking for a 1-2 finish tonight also. To cap off Johnson's career. Caution comes out and these guys pit. That's where Johnson's in trouble of winning the race, but not in a position right now to where he has to win the race to win the championship, but why not win the race when you're at this point? We had to seemingly win the race in the other 2 series. This one, on the other hand, not so much. The way things are going currently, but Johnson going to get around Blaney. Put him another lap down. Haven't seen Denny Hamlin yet. I think he's way up ahead there. Johnson patient into turn 1, and he's just as patient as what he was at the start of the race at this point. Yeah, you would like the hustle to get back to the white flag, but there's no need. The pressure is off, knowing where Logano's at in the running order. I should say knowing where he's not at in the running order. There's Hamlin in 15th. Somehow going to end up 3rd in the standings by the end of the night with Busch's issues. Joe Gibbs Racing taking up 2 of the 3 spots, or 2 of the 4 spots, I should say, in the Championship 4, and neither one of those 2 were able to bring it home for Coach Gibbs. Four to go this time. Ryan Preece has had an incredible performance, although he's in 11th right now. He has been running better throughout the course of the night. He's in the top 10 for a large portion. We saw Ty Dillon in the top 10 for a large part of the race. Kind of see Dylan way up there. He's still on the lead lap too. Great run for Jermaine Racing. I believe I saw sparks coming out of the 42 of Kenseth up there, so still got cars bottoming out. On occasion, we've seen that the whole night. 2 to go this time. Johnson just hoping they can get to the white flag. Caution comes out at this point. We go to overtime. Oh man, a little contact. Chris Buescher not giving him a lot of room. Christopher Bell in 10th place up here. 23 people watching. Thanks for everybody tuning in here. Championship race for Jimmie Johnson. It's been an eventful night throughout the course of the night for everybody. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Jimmie Johnson to win an 8th title in his career. Record-breaking, might I add. One more corner to go. After 500 miles, 367 laps on the toughest racetrack in NASCAR in the Southern 500, he gets another crown jewel to his name, but most importantly, another championship. Jimmie Johnson will win the NASCAR Heat 5 custom schedule season on the channel. And most importantly, Johnson is a Cup Series champion once again. And the smoke show is on for the 48. He's going to burn it down until he can't anymore. Surprised the engine's still going. Yeah, it's pretty cooked now. There it is for Jimmie Johnson. What a win. What a season for the 48 team. Dominance throughout most of the year, but Jimmie Johnson winning that 8th title, 1-2 finish for Hendrick Motorsports at the end of the day, getting 3 cars in the top 7 there. We take a look at the running order one final time this season. Jimmie Johnson, your 2020 NASCAR Heat 5 custom schedule season champ. Alex Bowman finished 2nd, Kevin Harvick in 3rd, Martin Truex Jr. 4th, Kurt Busch 5th, Ryan Newman 6th, Chase Elliott 7th, Ty Dillon 8th, Matt Kenseth 9th, Christopher Bell rounds out the top 10. 9 cars finished on the lead laps today, 3 hours total time on the race, 180 minutes. The second longest race we had this season in actual time. Logano finished 12th. He was the next closest championship driver. Pit strategy did not play out for him. He fell a lap down right before that last caution with less than 40 to go, and that pretty much clinched the title from that point on for him. Denny Hamlin, 6 laps down, another one of the championship 4 drivers, just had a rough night all night. He couldn't get really, I don't even think he ran a lap inside the top 10, to be quite honest. And there you see the DNFs at the back of the field. Justin Haley, Matt DiBenedetto, Kyle Busch, David Reagan, Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, and Bubba Wallace were the 7 drivers to DNF in this one. But most importantly, Kyle Busch DNF'd while leading the race. He was one of the championship 4 drivers. Him and Johnson were going at it all day. And when he DNF'd with just over 100 laps left, that almost handed the championship to Jimmie Johnson from that point on. Although Logano was in the top 10 most of the day, he faded back late and couldn't keep up the pace he was running. He gave Johnson a run for his money there for a little bit. He was challenging for the lead, got up to 2nd place at one point in time, and was ahead of Johnson for about 10 to 20 laps on the second to last restart with about 60 to go, but ultimately he couldn't hang on and fell back on older tires. So that is going to do it here for this one. What a race. What a season. I did the points myself, as you guys know. Well, for the playoffs at least, but we were having, obviously, the technical issues with NASCAR Heat 5 and the game crashing on the custom schedule season quite a bit this year, so I had to do the points myself. But we do know Jimmie Johnson is a champion once again. There is the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Trophy. 28.992. Harvick had the fastest lap. Johnson by far led the most laps. He led 247 of the 367 tonight. Led about 2/3 of the race. Domination here in this one after starting in the 13th starting spot. That is going to do it here for this one. Thanks for everybody tuning in, not only for this race, but all season for this Chase for 8 series. It has come to a close, but we will still have more NASCAR Heat 5 action in the coming nights. In fact, we'll start Season 2 tomorrow night. We plan on doing 2 seasons. So, second season and final season for each series will be tomorrow for the Cup, Xfinity, and the Truck Series. We'll have Speed Weeks at Daytona. Truck Series tomorrow, Xfinity on Friday, and then Saturday will be our Daytona 500 there. You guys get to pick the drivers for the Xfinity and Truck Series, so make sure you guys do tune in for that one. I'll leave it up to you guys as a vote at the start of the stream for both respective nights. Not sure on a time for either one of those two because I have to work the next 2 days, so just whenever I can get off early enough and get back from the golf course in time. And again, thanks for everybody tuning in. Most importantly, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content, such as these full race NASCAR video game live streams with a realistic broadcast. Help the start of my broadcasting career, and be welcome to join the journey. So again, thanks for everybody here tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your evening. Again, Jimmie Johnson, 2020 NASCAR Heat 5 Custom Scheduled Champ on the channel. 8th career title, record-breaking. Great night. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.